Howdy ho, Mablers, and welcome to Operation Pepe Laugh. They don't know. This is a secret operation. Chat doesn't know this, but in secret, I am going to be training Jett as much as I can before the One Droid event ends. The hope is that I can get Jett to 249 and then hype it up like I'm gonna train Jett, and then just start the stream and poof, use an EXP potion, hit level 250, and then call it there. This is so much work for one stupid joke. It's unbelievable, but I think it'll be fun. I'll make little clips like this, going over my progress with Jett. Right now, just in the early 200s, just getting a feel for the class. I really don't like Planet Buster right now. It's pretty delayed. Also, the flash jump has literally two modes, okay or out of control fast. That'll take some getting used to. But hopefully Jett isn't terribly slow. I'm hoping it's somewhat fast. I do like their 5th job skill, the Suborbital Strike. This thing's very OP for mobbing. Hoping this thing carries me all the way to 250 relatively quickly. I don't exactly know how long One Droid is going to run for, so I may be in for many nights of long grinding on a Jett. But hopefully, if this all works out, I'm gonna surprise the hell out of chat. Let's see how this goes. Alright, day 1, part 2. I should probably start all these videos by saying that so that it's easier to organize all of these at the end. We just got to 205, did a little bit of training afterwards since I was still on buffs, and since I'm so limited on those now, well, I can't be wasting any. So, 205, relatively quick. I mean, as with most classes, nobody really struggles getting to 205. I didn't expect Jett to either. Surprisingly, the turret deployment isn't actually that bad. Its uptime kinda sucks, but I'm hopeful as long as it's still one-shotting, maybe in Arcana, this would be a pretty nice skill to have. The uptime kinda stinks though. As I was thinking at the start, Suborbital Strike is probably the best skill for Jett right now. It feels really good. For my V-Matrix, I do have an additional slot now. I should probably put on a different skill. Gravity Crush is really nice for mobbing, but so is Allied Fury, so I'm going to throw Allied Fury on first. Then of course we'll max out Decent Holy Simple. But just for the boost nodes I'm using, just Vortex Cross, Falling Star, Turret Deployment, and Planet Buster. Just all 3 mobbing skills. I got very lucky and got these on a perfect trio. But now we're going to be heading in and doing Reverse City, since more than likely Reverse City is going to be better than Eastern Cave Path, and I could probably just stay there until 215, and then just fast track both Choo Choo and Yum Island together at the same time. That'd probably be best. Oh, this is gonna be a very interesting adventure. There's so many ways that this can go wrong that I'm worried about. Like, just the precautions I've taken so far. Nobody in my guild knows this IGN. And I'm not in my guild, I'm in our recruit guild. So I'm not in the main guild, I'm in a recruit guild. Luckily, the recruit guild has the guild skills for Arcane Force and Star Force whatnot, so that was pretty handy to have. But I'm also worried that if I'm training in normal places, people are gonna notice. Like, they're gonna spot the Jett that's always training like every single day and be like, that's suspicious. Why is this Jett training every single day? And why is he in this guild that kind of looks like the Meringue guild? Hey, wait a minute, who else is in Meringue? Oh yeah, that Sacrix dude is in Meringue. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to like alternate my training locations, like probably pick out places that I normally wouldn't go just to like fly under the radar, because I'm already in offline mode because there are literally eyes everywhere. Some of you guys have even infiltrated my alliance. I'm not even safe in my own guild if I want to do this. So it's like, there's so many ways that I can be found out doing this. Like, if anyone's been paying attention to my Legion ranking and they start to notice, hey, wait a minute, I thought this guy was taking a break from leveling his Legion. Why is it going up? Or if someone just like happens to be watching the Jett rankings, they're like, who's this suspicious looking new Jett? She's kind of cute, but where did she come from? Oh no, there's so many ways that this can go wrong. But hopefully this goes perfectly right. Like, this is way more work than it's worth just for the joke, but I like putting in that extra effort. Hopefully you guys aren't too mad that you won't be seeing any of Jett, or at least a lot of Jett's gonna be skipped if I don't make it to 249 by the time One Droid's over. Even if One Droid's over, I'm like trying to think in my head of ways that I could extend this and like fly under the radar after One Droid. Like if One Droid ends too early and I'm like barely 240, I might just like say, oh man guys, I'm kinda burnt out after all those One Droid characters and after spamming away at Thunderbreaker so long, I'm gonna take a break. When in reality, I never took a break. My hands still kinda hurt. And I'm also realizing that playing with a controller for Jett isn't gonna be that easy. Had to take a drink there. Because the way Jett's flash jump works, if you don't have a direction held down, your flash jump just bumps you nowhere. It's kind of annoying. So it's gonna be interesting. I won't be able to really rest my left hand, but so far so good. Between turret deployment, lucid summon, and the suborbital strike, I haven't had to do terribly much with my left hand right now. Like, backup beatdown is actually really insane. This skill actually makes you faster when you use it. This feels so good to use. I wish it had more uptime though. You really can't hold it down for very long, and then it finally ends, and it's a minute-long cooldown. That kinda sucks. Planet Buster, it's got a good hitbox, but it's got the huge-ass problem of only hitting 7 mobs. That's big, big, big booty. But maybe if I could stay places where my summons can do most of the work, I can just like sit in one spot and let Planet Buster mob. I don't know yet. We'll see as we go along. But for Eastern Cave Path, it wasn't that bad. It was relatively okay. I feel like if I was using Gravity Crush instead of one of my boost nodes, because I definitely didn't need it, I could have been even lazier, because I noticed standing on the ground without jumping and just attacking left and right on that middle platform, Planet Buster was tall enough to reach, which is pretty cool. The hitbox is really tall actually. So I might be able to make use of that later on and maybe like stand in the middle of CLP, but then again, I don't think I'll be able to train at CLP, right? Because CLP is so popular, I can't really train in popular maps or people are gonna know, hey, that might be him! And then they're gonna start looking into it. I mean, really, all they need to do is click on me. If they click on me, they can see my farm! Oh shit! Oh no! I'm actually gonna have to like super stealth train this character. Like train only in maps where I'm completely safe. We're gonna be in side path or some shit that no one in reg server goes to. Oh my god. This is gonna be the most time I've ever invested into a joke. Oh lord, this is gonna be a fun video to stitch together as well. With my god-awful upload speed, this thing's gonna be a monstrosity. It's gonna take forever to upload. But I'm hoping, since you guys really won't be seeing like any of the live training for Jett, I'm hoping this video will suffice and appease you for all the people who are looking forward to seeing Jett on stream. Hopefully this will suffice. This is more than likely gonna be over an hour of stuff, just like looking at this video and the first little segment for day 1. I'm already over 10 minutes. I'm gonna try to do like updates every single day for this, just like keeping track of my progress and whatnot, but holy moly. Alright, I'm gonna finish up Reverse City and see how far I can get for today. Oh boy, so a little monkey wrench has been thrown into the works here. So I was just training, you know, trying to get to 215. It was going pretty smoothly. The patch notes got revealed, and yeah, One droid doesn't start until the 31st. That's not great. I can't really just not stream until the 31st. For reference, it is the 9th today. Like, I could get away with not like streaming for a little bit, but another big monkey wrench is there's a Haste event that starts right after maintenance. Tomorrow's maintenance. Oh no, this is okay. This is gonna get very tricky, boys. How am I gonna keep this a secret? With Maplehood Watch, or not Maplehood Watch, sorry, with One Droid at the end of the month, and Haste starting now. The Haste is really good. I can make use of the Haste, but people are going to expect me to make use of the Haste, and I don't want people to know I'm training my Jett. I might have to train two 250s at the same time. Oh no. Oh no. This is a big old monkey wrench. Oh no. Okay, Haste Plus, March 10th until March 23rd. Bonus runes, rune cooldown, all that juicy stuff. Oh no. How am I gonna make this work? How am I gonna make this work, guys? This is gonna be very interesting. Also, we have overlapping events now too for the Maple Cafe and for One Droid, which means we're gonna be coin capping on all of our characters for the Monster Life gems every week, as well as doing One Droid on all of our characters, as well as training two 250s at the same time. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! How in the hell am I gonna pull this off? I'm so doomed. I'm so doomed. Okay, day 1, update 4, I believe. I figured it out. This is literally like 5 seconds after my last video. I'm gonna have to train two 250s at the same time, or else people are gonna get too suspicious. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so I'm thinking my Meso Obtain accessories are already on my Jett. I don't want to move those because that'd be such an incredible waste of P-Socks. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have to play sneaky. I'm going to move my double drop set from my 0 because everything should be pre-P-Socked. Or at least it should be. I hope it is. Here, let's find out. This all hinges on if this is all pre-P-Socked, because I'm already going to have to move my Frenzy between my two 250s at the same time. Oh my god, this is gonna be so expensive for a stupid joke! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, this is gonna be very interesting, boys. Is this all pre-P-Socked? Oh no, it isn't. Oh no, this is gonna be so expensive. Oh no. This is gonna be so expensive. Oh shit. Oh god, I've gotta move my Pendant of Spirit between each character every time I swap. So I'm gonna have my public 250 project. Which, who even am I gonna do? Oh no, I haven't prepped for this! Oh no. Okay, pirates are completely out because my Jett's already using my pirate stuff. I don't have a full strength pirate set. I'm reusing my Jett top and bottom and my Dex gloves on all of my pirates, so I can't do another pirate. So those are out. Shoot, I could do Wind Archer? Maybe? Oh no. It's like I could do Ilium, I could do Wind Archer. Blaze Wizard is already level 210, but I don't want to do Blaze Wizard just yet. I want to hold off on it for a little bit. Oh no. We could do Kaiser. We could do Kaiser. From what I see, Kaiser level's pretty darn good. The problem is, you guys know how fast I level on haste events. You've seen how fast I can level on haste events. If I don't level that fast, you guys are gonna start getting suspicious. Maybe I could play it off. Maybe I can play it off that the Thunderbreaker was that much of a strain on my wrist that I'm just gonna take it easy despite the haste event. Or I could play it off like that, and that I'm so limited on buffs, I'm just taking it easy as well. Ooh, the wheels are turning. The wheels are turning in my head. This is still gonna be stupidly expensive because I have to p-sock all this garbage. Oh my god. I also can't let you guys see that I'm using my two-line stuff because then a savvy fucking viewer is gonna be like, why is he not using his normal accessories? Oh, Jesus. Oh, this is gonna get so complicated. I've got to keep track of so many things. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 p-socks. If I'm doing Kaiser, I already have my strength belt in storage. I don't know where my warrior gear is. I hope it's already on the Kaiser. I can't remember who I put it on for Maplehood Watch. Oh dear. If it's not the Kaiser, I'm in a little bit of trouble, depending on who I put it on. Good lord, boys. Alright, this is proof that I'm actually going through with this. I'm gonna buy the p-socks now. This is such a dumb idea! Why am I doing this? Oh my gosh. Alright, I hope you guys can appreciate this joke when you finally see this. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 p-socks. Oh, Jesus. This is the first time these equips have come off of my 0. And they're for a joke. Oh no. Bean Brigade NX, you're getting put to good use. Oh lord. This is really happening. We're gonna be doing 2 250s at the same time. But one of the 250s you guys can't know about. Ooh, this also throws a monkey wrench in my videos too. Aw, shit. Because just for like consistency's sake, for those that don't know, with my dojo runs, I'm running with the same gear on all of my characters to sort of get like a baseline comparison for which classes are stronger at dojo and whatnot. So that means I'm pretty much gonna have to do the same thing I did with the Shadower and Nightlord, where I'm just gonna have to like unequip gear and try to get myself down to an average stat for my warriors. It's not a perfect solution, especially with this gear. Like, some of this is high star. Like, 21 star for the reinforced ring is pretty strong. Like, even if I unequip stuff to get my stat down, that attack difference is huge when it comes to, like, minimal increases for dojo. So it might be a little off as well. Oh, jeez. Okay, nah, that shouldn't be a problem. I shouldn't finish my, like, public 250 before I finish my Jett 250. Like, I could probably slow roll it. How long does haste last? Hold on, how long is haste going for? Haste from the 10th to the 23rd, so 2 weeks of haste. 2 weeks of haste. That's not usually enough time for me to finish a 250. That's good. We could play it off that we're going slow. Maybe we can get to like 240 on that second character for haste, and then just like go hard on Jett in the background. But that pretty much means that I'm gonna have to like I'm gonna have to stream like on my days off. I'm gonna have to stream whatever warrior or whatever I'm picking from my public 250, and then immediately afterwards p-socking my frenzy, moving it over, moving all of my links over, switching my legion back, moving my frenzy through storage, hop onto the Jett, and then just continue training, because this is kind of on a tight deadline, or else people are gonna get super sus. Oh no. Oh Jesus. Well, the saga of Jett just got a bit more interesting, boys. Stay tuned. Okay, day 1, like, update 5. If this is how many videos day 1's gonna get, this is gonna be a very long video. But I just actually turned off my primate brain and used my human brain. In order to be extra safe, I should move my standard stuff over to my public 250 project, which means I'm going to be p-socking even more stuff. Because having my zeros equipment in my inventory on stream might lead people to think, that's not his normal gear, and then they'll get suspicious. Oh god, we're putting our Bean Brigade money to good use here. Oh, I don't have space. Hold on. So, what I'm planning, this is going to be a huge problem too, because I'm going to have to move my frenzy so much. This is going to cost so much. Oh no. Most of you would think this joke isn't worth it, but here in the Sacrix channel, we commit. We full commit. Okay, so honestly, do I just move the Pendant of Spirit over to the public 250 so I don't forget? That's kind of a big buff. People would wonder where it is. And if I'm on stream and someone asks where's the buff, I can't really play it off and go get it, because then I'd have to show the Jett. I think I'm just going to have to move it and train Jett without the Pendant of Spirit. Ooh, I wish I had a second one of these. Oh, actually. Oh no, I didn't do dojo. Crap, I could have bought the 1 week dojo one. That would have helped. I guess... Well, no, I need the dojo EXP buffs. Maybe if I get really lucky on Sunday Monster Park? Oh shit! Actually, no, that one doesn't matter. I was gonna say, oh shit, people are gonna get suspicious if I don't do Sunday Monster Park on my public 250. But that one I can pass off as being like, oh, I used the buffs off stream. Alright, we need 6 more P-Socks. Oh no, why am I doing this? Alright, well, we're gonna get back to MVP gold one of these ways. See, we weren't buying as many cosmetics for like the last 4 months. We fell down to MVP bronze, barely crawled back into MVP silver, and now we're fast tracking MVP gold. Oh, Jesus. Alright. Until the next update, boys. I gotta go find who has my warrior gear. If it's on the Kaiser, the public 250 is gonna be Kaiser. Get ready for that. Oh no, big panic, big panic. Arcane Force. Oh fuck. Oh no. Oh. Oh fuck. How am I gonna do Arcane Force? I already have my VJ symbol here, and my Lechulin symbols ready. Or my Choo-Choo symbols here. Oh shit. Oh no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh shit. Okay, we can think our way out of this. I could, in theory, I could catalyst my Night Lord's Arcane Force and move it over. But that's so much lower than where my Arcane Force normally is. That could be a way that people suss me out. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Dude, I'm gonna have to do dailies on 4 fucking characters. As well as like all of these events going on at the same time. This is so much. Bro, why couldn't they announce Haste like a week ago? So this situation wouldn't be falling in my lap. Okay. I think our standard Arcane Force set can go to my Jett. My scuffed Night Lord set can go to my Kaiser. And then I'll just have to play it like I'm not leveling up my symbols, tee-hee. In case I ever open up my inventory, I'm gonna have to like leave the symbols 1 level from max. And then just not carry around enough mesos to level it so people don't get sus. Or maybe I'll just hope that people don't notice. Oh my lord. Dude, it's day 1 and all of this is falling in my lap. Oh my lord. This is gonna be the longest movie video ever. Shit. My Hayato has my warrior set. Oh boy. Alright, so Kaiser's out. It's Hayato or bust, because not all this stuff is P-socked. I guess we're doing Hayato! Oh no! I just realized as well! I'm gonna have to just hope that nobody sees my Jett while I'm doing this. Alright, day one, final update. We got into Himeliard Field, and holy shit, alright, Jett's actually kind of OP here. Planet Buster could triple plat. Unfortunately, it does still have its terrible mob count, so it can't really clear by itself, which sucks. So I'm relying on my turn and Lucid Soul to clear the sides, and then hopefully just Planet Buster's okay enough in the middle here. And then just use my suborbitals on cooldown. Use Allied Fury whenever it's up. Hopefully it's pretty good, but it looks like it's going to be really easy leveling to get into 225. But that's not the super important part. This is the end of day one. Pretty good progress on the Jett, but tomorrow is the start of Haste, which means tomorrow I am debuting Hayato as my public 250 project. So crossed fingers that I don't massively fuck anything up and just reveal what I'm working on here in the back. Otherwise, all of this is kind of worthless. We've already got quite a bit of footage for just day one alone. Be ashamed to waste all of it, right? But that's the plan going forward. It's going to be extremely interesting. We're going to have to P-sock the Frenzy, move it over to the Hayato, train on the Hayato on stream, get to a satisfactory stopping point, and then move the Frenzy back and train Jett off stream. And then like maybe a day before the next stream, move Frenzy back to Hayato and try to power through a couple levels to make it look like I was getting offline progress. Oh, it's so convoluted. It's gonna be really interesting too, because I am almost out of gold potions, and I only prepped Legion coupons for my Jett. I didn't know Haste was going to start. I thought I'd have like an entire week or something, or it's like 2 weeks during one droid to like level this in the background and then stream like the one droid runs, but that ain't gonna happen. As well, I need to move my entire Arcane Force set from my Night Lord over to my Kaiser, which means I need what 1800 Legion coins just to move that. As well, I still need to move over the 2 other symbols from my Thunderbreaker over here, which means I need 2400 Legion coins, and I ain't nowhere close to that. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get this week's worth of Legion coins on my Kaiser, let alone this week's worth of Legion buffs on my Jett. I am stretched so incredibly thin right now. It's gonna be amazing if I manage to pull this off. I'll either go down as the greatest mastermind ever, or just the biggest idiot of all time. Here's hoping for the prior. Alright, day 2, part 1. We just finished up our first stream, showing off Hayato. Holy moly, this class is overpowered beyond belief, isn't it? I didn't have any of my symbols moved over because I don't have Legion coins, so we were just training with one Arcane Force, our Arcane Force from being in the guild, and then we put a bunch of points into Arcane Force Hyper, and boy howdy would you believe it, before we even had regular damage against the mobs, this class wasn't struggling to one-shot at all. Very unbelievably overpowered class. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to capture our escapades on Jett, aren't we? Plan is, the next time I stream will be this weekend. That'll be my next quote-unquote day off for streaming. So, I have until the weekend to make it look like I've been making progress on this character. So the plan is, I'm going to keep training this character till 220, then move the Frenzy over to the Jett, and power through until wherever I can get to by Saturday. Maybe even like Saturday afternoon sometime. I don't have to start my stream super early, I can squeeze in a little bit more training on the Jett. But that's the plan going forward. It shouldn't be hard getting this to like 220 to make it look like I've been progressing off stream. I got to 213 with no buffs besides MVP and EXP accumulation potions in 4 hours. I think I can push through, especially since we're only a level and a half away from Hidden Iliad Field. This class has 100% uptime on full map attacks. There's no way that it's going to be bad. And plus I have enough Legion coins now that I can move over my first 2 symbols for Night Lord, which would put me above 1.5x damage for Hidden Iliad Field, which is absolutely perfect. Still going to run into the problem, I'm not going to have enough Legion coins to buy buffs. Like, not even for one character, let alone both of these characters. So I'm probably just going to have to power through and do Hayato with no buffs, and then try to buy buffs on the Jett, since Jett is my primary project, even though it is not the public project. This Hayato is just purely a distraction. Well, it is an actual 250, but it's a distraction for our purposes here. The real goal is that 250 Jett. So far, first stream went off without a hitch. Nobody's suspicious at all. I have to make absolutely sure I never open my Legion tab on stream. Luckily though, if we swap over to the Legion or the streaming window here, I have my chat on the left side of the screen. So where Jett is on my character list is behind the chat, which is perfect. Which means if I ever accidentally show off my Legion grid, Jett isn't going to show up at level 215. They're just going to see my overall level. And if anyone's like paying attention, that's obviously a bad thing, but so far so good. I don't think people are paying too much attention, because really, who's going to think I'm leveling a second 250 on the side? They already think I'm crazy because I'm right back into training a character after Thunderbreaker, and I wanted to take a little vacation from Maple to give my arms a rest. So they already think I'm crazy for that reason. They wouldn't think I'm doubly crazy and doing 250s at the same time. Little do they know, I am too crazy. Alright, next update is when I'll finish up leveling the Hayato, and then I move stuff over to Jett again. See you guys there. Okay, day 2 final update. I'm not going to do any more training tonight because it is pretty late and I have work tomorrow. Plus I was working on stream stuff, adding new sub alerts and whatnot. But, crazy idea. Crazy idea. I think I'm just not going to move Arcane Force. Like, this class has so much damage inflation. Honestly, I think I could get away with dump statting Arcane Force Hyper Power and then just unlocking my symbols as I level. And I think that, plus the guild Arcane Force, should be enough to at least let me one-shot up through Arcana. And if I'm able to train in Arcana, that's good. I can get to 250 in Arcana just fine. I don't have to go to Celis. Like, I'd like to go to Celis, but we can test that later. Just for leveling purposes, I don't think I'm going to have to move my Arcane Force. Like, obviously I'll run into issues leveling up. Like, I won't be able to train in Esfera as soon as I unlock the area, and Celis is more than likely not going to be an option because Lord only knows when I'll get to the Arcane Force for those areas if I'm not doing any Catalyst transferring. But it kind of feels wrong to me, like, personally, taking all of my Night Lord's Arcane Force and moving it over. Like, the 2.5 months of doing dailies on that character with no gear just to lose 20% of it just doesn't feel right to me. I think Hayato's OP enough that I can just build up a new set of Arcane Force here, and in doing that, that means I only need to spend Legion coins on getting my symbols for my Jett, which means I should be able to buy out the Legion EXP for one of these characters. Now I still want to get Hayato to 220 before the next stream, so it looks like I'm making offline progress, but I think I can do that without buffs relatively quickly. So I think I'm going to buy another week's worth of Legion EXP buffs on the Jett to fast track it even more. At least that's what I got going forward. I also have Bebe boxes, the red Bebe box with 5 hours. Is it 5 hours? No, it's 10-15 minutes So no, it's not 5 hours. I wish it was 5 hours. But hey, 150 minutes of 2x. That's pretty nice. I'll probably just use that on the Jett as well. I don't know what I'm going to do with the honor out of the Bebe box, but I'll find someone to throw it on. And then for the drop, I'll probably just use it on this character or the Jett. Actually, probably the Jett, because my Jett has my 2-line drop gear. That would be the smart thing to do. But that's the plan going forward. I'll see you in day 3.
Okie dokie. Day 3. Part 1. We're finally done training on our Hayato until this weekend, which means all of tomorrow I'll have for Jett training. Now, if I keep the same pace as Hayato, which I should because my Jett has buffs, I should be able to get to maybe 222 tomorrow, and then have to swap back over to stream more Hayato for the weekend. But I should be about 222, maybe even 225 by Monday, which means I'll be into Arcana, or probably just staying hidden in Iliad Field, but I'll have Arcana unlocked, and that'll be pretty good. Hot note, Hayato is insanely overpowered. Shocker, who knew? But we are done with training Hayato right now, so we'll get a P-Sock, and we'll transfer over this Frenzy. Also, I'm committing to not moving my Arcane Force from my Night Lord over to the Hayato. It really doesn't seem necessary. This class is so unbelievably overpowered. I think with just low-level Arcane Force, I'll be a-okay. Like, I haven't had any troubles one-shotting in Hidden Iliad Field, and I'm doing 80% final damage to them, since I don't even have the Arcane Force required to actually deal full damage. Still no problems. I think I can hear some wagon wheels in the distance for this class, especially once Neo hits. And once we have that new damage cap, I can hear the wagon wheels. Oh, inventory's full. Oh, I forgot to equip my totems right. I had 2 training totems on my Shadower that I forgot about, so I moved them over here for a little bit of extra stats. Probably didn't need them, but every little bit will help, right? Especially if I want to push for higher level areas when I'm under Arcane Forced. Ooh, don't sell the Hunter's Totem. There we go. Let's equip those 2 real quick. Yeah, look at that. Nice 20k-ish stat increase. That's pretty nice. The only downside about doing Hayato is I need my 3 pets for Hayato, which means doing dailies on my Kana is actually quite tedious now. It's like doing Shadower and Nightlord, except one of the characters is my main, so I just have to keep constantly moving stuff there and back. Let's just throw our Frenzy in with Miss Piggy. And by golly, tomorrow we'll have some nice, wholesome Jett training that you guys won't get to see for potentially months. Alright, see you in the next part. Okay, day 3 part 2. I figured I should show this since people ask about it constantly. How Arcane Catalyst works, because, you know, most players don't ever really deal with this system. They just don't know how it works exactly. But you go into the Legion shop if you're in reg servers. Down at the very bottom is an Arcane Catalyst. It allows you to transfer a symbol between the world, i.e. your storage, but at the cost of 20% of its total EXP, and its growth level is reset. So what that means, we'll buy 2 of those since we need both for our symbols. Our Lachlan symbol right now is level 13 at 64%, so 116 EXP. When we use a catalyst on it, it will be reset back down to level 1, and it will have 719 symbols worth of EXP on the symbol. So it's losing 20% of the total it currently has, and it's being reset down to level 1. But when I do this, I will get a tradable version of the symbol that looks like this, has the little catalyst icon on it, and this can be moved within worlds. So I'll just do that for this symbol as well real quick, since Thunderbreaker doesn't need her symbols anymore. She's done. These are good to go. Hop into storage, throw up a pin blocker real quick. Even in these videos, gotta make sure extra safe. Then we just throw them in storage. Then we hop on over to the Jett. So we'll just relog real quick. Also a thing I did for my Jett. Normally my current 250 project just immediately follows my previous 250 in my character selection screen. So I took Jett and I moved her all the way to her very own page. That way, in case I ever like start skimming through my character list, I'll have at least a page to catch myself and be like, oh wait, stop, Stance Dude isn't on the last page. Right, my Jett's hidden back there. So we'll just do an invisible login to be extra safe. That way no one on the friends list will notice I'm logging into this character. And start to question why I'm logging into this character so much. And then once you're on your character, you want to move the symbols to. Ooh, don't send me up the flume, please. You just go to the storage. And just like that, you have your little duders here. You can pull them out, and they can sit in your storage until you unlock the area. You can't open them early, because you need to actually have your Lachlan symbol or Arcana symbol unlocked. And once you have the Lachlan symbol, you cannot open it until you drop that Lachlan symbol. You're not allowed to open a catalyst if you have another symbol of the same type in your inventory. And then all you do, open it up, spend a bajillion mesos re-leveling it back up to its max, and then you're good to start doing dailies on that symbol and start reacquiring that 20% lost EXP. It's a pretty handy system. It does come with the downside. I'm gonna be doing dailies for at least the next 4 years before I get anywhere close to a maxed out Arcane Force set, but it's the price you pay for living the Legion life. Alright, day 3, part 3. I keep thinking of things I want to say after I end these little clips, but wanted to touch a little bit on the cost of doing this stupid project, because I'm MVP Silver now, which means I'm getting effectively nothing every 10 days for EXP buffs, both MVP buff and the MVP 2x buffs. I get 3. And 3 is diddly squat, so I'm needing to purchase MVPs for both of these characters, which MVP prices right now are around 25 to 30 mil a piece, and I'm using about 20 to 30 hours worth every week, so that's, you know, a lot. So what I'm having to do, thankfully I have like 2 sets of meso and drop gear, but what I'm effectively having to do is I'm getting like a 4-hour 2x drop card just to make back what I'm spending on MVPs with looting. It's actually such a massive drain on my meso. Like, I didn't plan for this. Thankfully I had 10 bills set aside in my storage for whatever my next 250 project was going to be, but 10 bill really doesn't cover doing 2 250s at the same time. The average cost for one of these 250s for me is like between 7 and 8 bill. That's about the happy middle point for how much I spend meso wise per 250. That's like making the weapon, getting the secondary and the emblem up, and then just like what I spend on potions leveling that character, and of course the massive money sink that is arcane symbol re-leveling. But when I'm doing 2 at once, that's between like 7 and 16 bill, which means I'm already behind by 6 bill, and I'm buying more EXP buffs at a higher price because it's Haste event. Obviously EXP buffs are more valuable. People won't sell at like the 20, the 18 bill price for these tradable MVPs. They're gonna sell at the 30, the 35 mil a piece. And then I get into the problem. It's like, oh, I see a big stack of like 30 going for 29 mil each. Do I just buy the whole stack? Am I going to be able to use the whole stack? The price might go up. It's a little bit of a dilemma currently. That's one of the downsides of having actual good EXP events for someone like me who trains a lot. Yeah, those cheap buffs I got used to having definitely ain't very cheap anymore. The market's pretty hardball when everyone's buying these buffs. Leave them alone. Leave them for me. I want my affordable buffs back. This is kind of painful. I just went and picked up 22. Unfortunately, these expire on the 14th, which means I have tomorrow and then another day to use these up. But that should be enough. This is only 6 hours, which I'm hoping I can do like 6 hours tomorrow, and then maybe even do another 2 or 3 before moving my frenzy back for the Hayato streams on the weekend. Oh Jesus, yeah, the frenzy moving is gonna get pretty rough. I'm realizing like how little time I actually have to do this too. Like if I had a vacation going right now, this would be great because I'd actually have time to like wake up early on my vacation and then just train throughout the day. But since I'm working full time, I get back at very odd hours. Like today I got back at 3:30. Yesterday I got back at like 1:30, and I leave at effectively 5:30 in the morning. It's not an easy thing to schedule around, especially with grinding in MapleStory. It's a very heavy time investment, and when I'm playing with only between like 6 to 8 hours of actual play time every day, breaking it down and making it as efficient as possible for this is hard enough already. As well, on top of that, I'm trying to also create content in the background to like divert attention from me doing this. Like I just made a video about Hayato being an overpowered farmer because a bunch of Hayato mains were messaging me saying, hey, stop saying Hayato's overpowered. It's not overpowered. It's very overpowered. But as well, I'm trying to keep up my streaming schedule. My screaming schedule. So it's just like I have to set aside blocks of time for prepping for the stream, making sure everything's good, like updating stuff on the stream front because I want to, you know, keep making the streaming experience better. I just added a bunch of new resub alerts, a bunch of gift alerts, resub alerts for X amount of months subbed. Lots of little things that'll just make the experience for viewers better, but they also take a lot of time. Like every one of those sub alerts, I had to like open up OBS, find a sound clip that people wanted as a sub alert, like perfectly time OBS's recording for the clip segment, and then stop it, then convert the video into an MP3, and then make it louder because for whatever reason, anything I record through OBS is kind of low on the volume, which is why in some videos like the MapleStory background music is so super faint. It's just a weird thing with my OBS occasionally. It really depends on the map I'm in, if you can hear the music prominently or if it just kind of fades into obscurity. That's another thing entirely. So it's just like there's all these little things that eat up time throughout my day, as well as having to do all of this grinding. It's gonna be really interesting to see if I'm able to micromanage this. I actually don't know if I'll have this done before OneDroid is even over, and OneDroid doesn't start until the end of the month. Like I was just thinking about that earlier. It's like my plan originally was to get Jett as high as possible before OneDroid ended, and then like surprise everyone by, hey, I was leveling Jett in the background during OneDroid, but OneDroid starting at the end of this month instead of, you know, at the patch yesterday, really threw a monkey wrench into this really hardcore. So here's hoping everything goes to plan.
Okay, day 4, part 1, realizing I'm kinda stupid. I didn't do my latch pre's or my dailies before I put my frenzy in storage, so we're gonna do those without. Need to be a little bit more careful going forward. Holy lag. But so far so good. With the Latchland symbol, my Hayato is pretty much good all the way till 2:30, and then I'll have a Morass symbol, and I should be at least at like minimum requirement Arcane Force to transition into Arcana, so this will be pretty good. But today, we finally start training the Jett again. It's going to be interesting hopping between these two vastly different training styles. I'll see how I adapt. Alright, we're finally back over to the Jett. I figured I should show off what link skills I generally use for training at 250 since it's a fairly common question that people ask. Generally hybrid logic if I can fit it. Thieves Cunning almost always. Judgment almost always. Your EXP nodes, the Evan, the Iran, and then Mercedes. Arc Link always. Bravado always. Mihail Link if your class doesn't have an 8 stance, which Jett doesn't, always. Holy Focus, Focus Spirit and Phantom Link are really only necessary if you don't cap out crit without them, and since my crit rate here is 70%, I'm going to use Phantom to get the 20, and I'll have 10% from Decent Sharp Eyes to cap me out, so I won't be using the Beast Tamer version, I'll just be using Phantom Link. And then for the last 2 slots, Elementalism and Wild Rage. Both those are just damage percent. That's pretty much the strongest setup I can get while having 100% crit rate, all my EXP boosts, and then just bonus stats and damage all over the place. It's pretty darn handy. Then for the V Matrix, people have seen this before, but as always, maxed out EXP, maxed out crit damage, buff duration is kind of optional. Jett doesn't really have any buff duration issues, but I just leave it in as a rule of thumb. Maxed out main stat, maxed out attack type, however much crit rate you need to hit 100%, and then the rest can just go into boss damage and IED. Just kind of fill it out wherever you got space. Oh boy, alright, we're finally into training. My goal for tonight is 222. I've already done my Yum Yum Island pre's, so I can go straight into Hidden Hilliard Field. Alright, let's see what we can do. Alright, whoa, resolution change. This is gonna look weird if you're watching this all edited together, but we're about an hour into training in Hidden Hilliard Field, and it is actually quite surprising how OP Hayato is. Like right now my Jett is on full EXP buffs. I have Legion buffs, I have MVP, gold pots, EXP accumulation potion, I have a special title that gives 10% EXP, I have Pirate's own effective holy symbol skill and loaded dice, and my EXP rate is still barely better than Hayato with just MVP and an EXP accumulation potion. Holy shit, it is humbling how OP Hayato's clear actually is. It's pretty nasty. Also, I'm really starting to learn that this little turret here, I'm gonna name him Alexander because turret deployment is kind of a stupid name. So Alexander is actually insane. He attacks so fast. Like this has to be the fastest attacking summon in the game. And when it's boosted, it hits 2 mobs at the same time, similar to like the flare for Nightlord and Shadower. It's effectively an even better flare. The damage is a little bit lower, but look at that attack speed, and it's got a really good range to it. So I'm literally just letting Alexander solo the bottom of this map because you can triple plat from the middle here, but Planet Buster is so garbage, hitting only 7 mobs max when it's boosted, that if you're triple platting, you're not actually killing all the mobs on any of the platforms. There are stragglers surviving into the next spawn cycle, so the best strategy actually is to just leave Alexander on the bottom down there, and then I'll stand at the very tippity top and only double plat with Planet Buster. Then it works out pretty well. And even this is a really good rotation. Like, this is really good clear for Hidden Hilliard Field. This EXP rate is pretty darn good. But it's still so goddamn close to Hayato. It's shocking. This actually takes a lot more effort than Hayato too. Holy moly. That's like, my eyes are being opened how OP Hayato is, and how shockingly okay Jett is. Like, I have a feeling once Alexander stops one-shotting, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to be strong enough to one-shot in Arcana, at least not in, like, the 230s. Maybe when I'm 240 and I'm closer to the mobs in level, maybe then he'll start one-shotting again. But, like, two-shotting Alexander, probably not going to be enough, because one-shotting Alexander with Planet Buster is not that great. Like, the EXP rate's fine. It's a little above average for Hidden Hilliard Field for classes. Like, this EXP rate I'm currently at, like, this pace, this is the same pace Bishop was getting. And when your EXP rates are comparable to Bishop, Especially as a pirate with loaded dice. Ooh, yeah, that ain't good. When your direct competition is Big Bang for a mobbing skill and you're barely winning, that ain't great. But progress is going good. I might even be able to get to like 220 to 50% by the end of the day. That's if I keep up. But we'll see. Boys, we just got the compensation notes, and it is 1-to-1 compensation. Same stuff KMS is getting. Let's go. Alright, that makes this a lot easier for me. That means I have at least 1,000 nodes to work, or not 1,000 nodes, 1,000 symbols to work with for my Hayato symbol set, which means I won't be lacking Arcane Force at all. Maybe for like Celis I'll be under, but for all of my average training places I'll be a-okay. But what this extra means is we're getting all of those juicy EXP pots, which means I don't have to get Jett to as high of a level as before. I believe with all of the EXP potions they gave me, I can stop Jett at 247 and then just potion my way to 250. Holy shit, this is absolutely huge for this little adventure here. This is insanity. This might actually work. Oh Jesus, I forgot I had all those expiring NPPs. So what was originally gonna be, 220, 50%, would have ended at a reasonably early time. Go to bed, sleep in. Ended up, 11:30 at night, 225. But it's pretty decent progress. I'm starting to like lose my luster here with Alexander. His uptime is kind of obnoxious to deal with. I feel like I'm constantly ping-ponging between Alexander and Lucid just to keep up like adequate mobbing, because Planet Buster's not good. It really isn't. Like, even in its best possible situations where you can double or triple plat with it, it's just not good. Its range is fairly limiting for horizontal reach. Its vertical reach is surprisingly good. It even has some surprising downward reach underneath of the animation itself, but then you hit the problem with its mob count, and that is a very, very big problem, especially when you're training on Frenzied Spawn. It feels awful to be attacking a giant mass of enemies, and there still being a giant mass of enemies left when you're one-shotting. It's like, it's making me like contemplate rolling +1 mobs hit on the inner ability. Hell, it's even making me think like, maybe if you want to be a Jett main, you're forced to play Monster Life, because one of the perks of having a high level farm is you get +1 mobs to all of your mobbing abilities. So if you have +1 inner, and you have the farm bonus, boy howdy, Planet Buster's hitting 9 mobs now. Whoa, you're dangerously close to a good mobbing skill then. Watch out. You just gotta play Nexon's severely outdated Farmville clone to have a decent mobbing skill for Jett. But, progress is going relatively quick. I'm glad I chose Hayato. If I had any class that required more than a brain cell and a half and 4 buttons at intermittent time frames to train tomorrow on stream, I'd be a living corpse, because I did not plan to do all of this when I sat down. I had completely forgotten I had all these expiring MVPs. Oh lord. Thank god Hayato's easy breezy OP. It's not going to be too bad. I should be able to get a few hours in. I have to do my Arcana Prees here now. That shouldn't take any time. That'll give me another symbol. Another bunch of maps to test. Again, I don't think Alexander's going to be doing much at this level in Arcana. I'd be surprised if any of the maps I'm thinking about are better than Hidden Iliad Field right now. Like, I haven't even gone and tested them yet, but just like what I'm thinking before going in, I'm thinking I need to test LP1, I need to test the CLP, which I probably won't end up using if I can even find a map to test, because again, I've got to stay sorta discreet. I can't be training in extremely popular areas. Hell, even LP1 is pushing it. I'd like to try Upper Path to see if like Vortex cross farming is actually viable, because the end delay on this is actually gone at this point. It's very, very quick if you're tapping the key, but I probably won't end up using that method if it is good, just because Thunderbreaker PTSD was spamming. But that's an option I want to test. There is the map I was training on my mechanic. I want to test that map out. I think Planet Buster's tall enough. If I just flash jump through those 3 islands, I think I can triple plat. And what I'm thinking is, if my Lucid Soul's like at least 2, maybe even 3 shotting, I could set her on one of the top platforms and then set Alexandra on another one, and then I can just clear the bottom. That'd be much more accomplishable for Planet Buster's limited mobbing, because if I have to rely on Planet Buster solely to hit both the top and bottom platforms, it's just not going to cut it, especially with Jett's flash jump. Like I mentioned this in day 1, Jett has effectively 2 flash jumps. You have your normal flash jump, and then you have your out of control, buku crazy flash jump. And I have this really bad habit because my jump key is control, and the control key is just right there next to the arrow keys. I'll just like subconsciously reach over and tap the control key to jump with my right hand when I'm already jumping with my left hand. And hey, if you double tap your controls, you get that crazy fast, super strong flash jump instantaneously. It's really nice for mobility, but for training, it's really not great. Because you're gonna fling yourself through the map so quick, there's just no possible way for you to kill the mobs, especially with Planet Buster. Also, one thing that I'm starting to realize, Jett might have the most responsive Hurricane in the game. That sounds extreme, but I'm not even kidding. This thing is incredibly responsive. What I mean is, like, you press the key, it starts going. And you can cast it in the air. Look at that. This is a Hurricane ability. Like, this is actually good for mobbing too. I've been using this to like build up combo, but like you can cast this in the air, and if you like tap the key, you're killing multiple mobs with this every time you jump. And every single one of these they're literally just soul arrows, but they're supposed to be bullets. Every little bullet counts as a mob kill. That stacks up combos super duper fast, and it keeps you in combat while doing loot cycles. So I've just been like tapping this and going through to do loot cycles for Hidden Iliad Field. It feels really good. This is a really, really nice skill, actually. It's like, I'm just thinking like Wind Archer, Mercedes, Bowmaster, Corsair, all these classes with Hurricanes. How is it that Jett has the best feeling Hurricane in the game? Tapping the key, holding the key down, alternating from a flash jump to your DPS mid-air. It's so responsive and just, it's so tight. It feels incredible. What else going forward before I go to bed? Allied Fury is proving to be a little less than useful right now, because realistically my best training rotations are setting my summons to take care of sections of the map, and then limiting myself to places that Planet Buster can, you know, actually kill the mobs I have to before they respawn. And Allied Fury doesn't really help in those instances. This skill really just works like Trick Blade for Shadower. It's got a good range to it, but you need a first target to hit, and then it just bounces out from there. It's better than Trick Blade in that it will go up vertically instead of only ever going down, so it's useful for that. You can cast it at the bottom of the map and it'll clear up, but just when training, this doesn't seem terribly useful. I use it more when I'm doing loot cycles and just like jumping around with my Hurricane than I do when actually training. It also has a really slow cast animation, which it's the most delayed thing about Jett, and that feels really weird. Like Planet Buster is smoother than this skill. It has a bit of delay on it that feels awkward. If it was as fast as Planet Buster, I'd weave it in more often. But as it is right now, it doesn't seem entirely useful. But when it's used on a single target, this thing actually dumps damage. I've been using this on every elite that spawns. It's really, really good for that. And of course, Suborbital Strike. My opinion's still the same. This thing's the best skill Jett's got. Alright, well, I'm gonna do Arcana Priest, and I'm going to bed. I just realized I didn't do Latchlin either. Oh no. Day 5, Part 1. Alright, we finished up Guild PQ, finished up our stream for today. Insanely good stream today. Really fun. A lot of gifted subs. Holy moly. You guys are crazy supportive. But we got our Hayato to a nice even level, 225. Very nice. I said on stream I was going to take Sunday as a break day overall to give my hands a rest. In reality, what I'll be doing on Sunday is training the Jett. I have a lot of maps in Arcana that I need to test on my Jett, and that'll pretty much take most of the night today. And then tomorrow, I want to be training either back in Hidden Iliad Field to finish out until 2:30, or in Arcana if one of those maps are better than HIF. I don't think anything will be, just from like doing the pre-quests. My little summon Alexander isn't quite as strong in Arcana just yet. The level difference is definitely having issues with his damage output, but we'll have to see once I'm done with testing. For now, I'm going to do a quick set of dailies on my Hayato, help build up the Arcane Force here, then Frenzy goes back in storage, swap that over to Jett, and then we can start training once again. Okay, Day 5, Part 2. Many hours later. Okay, map testing kinda done for Arcana for Jett. As I thought, I'm not strong enough quite yet to transition to Arcana. Like, Planet Buster's obviously strong enough to one-shot, but my Vortex Cross is just barely too weak, which that gap should be closed just by getting to like level 230. So that's good. And then Alexander here is just a little bit weaker than Vortex Cross, so I'm thinking maybe like 235 Alexander will start one-shotting, which is pretty nice. But this map is okay. Unfortunately, it feels like the best map for Jett is gonna be CLP. Like, luckily enough, it's an empty CLP, so I was able to test the map and not have to worry about being discovered by people too much. But the rotation for CLP is actually really nice. Just Alexander, Lucid Soul, and then just you stand in the middle, and by golly, you just attack left and right with Planet Buster. And it's actually not terrible. The only problem with this being CLP is so insanely popular. If I were to do this, this would be the easiest way to train Jett to 250, but this would also be the most risky way of training Jett to 250. Like, bar none, CLP is probably the riskiest option. LP1's not amazing. I'm not a huge fan. Other maps I tested, let's not let the note expire. Thank you, pets. Other maps I was testing is Upper Path, which is another problem map because this is always full of 0 macroers and botters, but this was the map I was interested the most in testing because of Vortex Cross training. And it surprisingly isn't bad. Vortex Cross with no delay covers this map very quickly. So you're just going edge to edge, kind of like Battle Mage, but even faster. And then you kind of just want to drop Alexander wherever. And then just you move yourself in a circle. This rotation isn't bad. Like, you're way too fast for your pets to keep up, so looting is fairly inconsistent, but if I were strong enough, I'd actually be interested to see how these rates compare to, like, CLP for a 15-minute battle analysis. This seems pretty good. In the same vein as that, like, if this ends up being something I want to pursue as an option, Lower Path is my best bet for using this, because this map isn't terribly popular. Really, the only people that cycle through here are people doing their dailies. This map is effectively the same, except it's got a gap in the middle, but luckily Vortex Cross will cover the gap with ease. And Vortex Cross is actually nice enough, it will stop you instead of putting you over the gap to fall in. So you can just work your way in a circle, just jump down, go back, and occasionally you'll fall in, but that's fine, it's easy to recover. And yeah, this is a super nice one because Lucid Soul will hit both platforms, Alexander will hit every side of the platform because he's got amazing range, which is great. And then honestly, you can figure you can just cover on one side if your Lucid Soul's strong enough to clear. This map probably isn't too bad for Jett. I'd be interested to test it out once I'm stronger and Vortex Cross and Alexander start one-shotting. Another one I'm sort of interested in is Upper Path 2, the old Blaze Wizard home. This map, a little less than the other two because it's not as incredibly consistent. Yeah, it's not as consistent. It's like Alexander would be on this top one, on the middle platform would be your Lucid Soul, and then on the bottom, you'd start like over here, Vortex Cross, drop down, Vortex Cross, drop down, and then you just work your way like this, letting your two summons take care of the top platforms, and then you go along the bottom. It's not the most fluid rotation, but it is one I'm interested in seeing the rates for going forward. A few of the maps up here, like these between Frost and Thunder maps are obviously fine. They're okay, they're just not that great. Like Alexander can cover this left side by itself, and then of course you can just Planet Buster from the middle, jump Planet Buster to hit the side. This map does work with Planet Buster's very limited mob count because if you're only maxed out at 7 mobs, you're not going to be full clearing this or over clearing this by the time it respawns on Frenzied Spawn. So this is definitely an option if like I can't take the risk on CLP and I'm still not able to one-shot in like below or what the heck is that? It's deeper path, right? Oh, lower path, my bad. If I'm not strong enough for Vortex Cross farming in lower path, I'll probably end up training here a little bit once I outlevel the Hidden Iliad field. It's not terrible, it's just that these maps aren't necessarily good. And for EXP rates going to 250, they don't post the best. This map is usually around like 65 to 70 bill per hour tops, which is about on par with Hidden Iliad field. So when your EXP rate's capping out on a comparable state to a map that's 10 levels below you, that's not a good sign. Other ones, the Where Water and Sunlight Meet, I believe is the other one. This really tall doodader here could also potentially work with Vortex Cross farming. Here I am strong enough to one-shot, but I haven't really gone in and tested it too much because it is kind of hard to get back to the top. I don't think this would be ideal for like long training hours because you need to get pretty much to the very tippity top of your double flash jump to be able to Vortex Cross back on that top platform. Not ideal. You could double up jump, but that does feel a bit slower. And of course you do run the risk of falling through the platform, which never feels good, but another option for sure in case I need it. Oh boy. Alright, well I'm going to bed. I'll start training again tomorrow. Day 6, Part 1. Well, we just finished up Dojo. I just realized I almost forgot to do Dojo on both my Hayato and my Jett. That would have been tragic since I absolutely need as many EXP buffs as possible right now, and missing out on either one of them would have been pretty awful. Initial thoughts, well, Jett's ranking's kinda dead. It's not looking the hottest. This might be my easiest class ever to guarantee Dojo EXP buffs every month. Or like every week rather. I might even get the Mugong gloves every month unless somebody pops up who's actually funded. But initial thoughts on Jett's Dojo. Jett's actually surprisingly good at Dojo. Like between Allied Fury and Singularity Shock, these two together do almost as much burst as like Dual Blade's Blades of Destiny and Blade Tornado combo. It doesn't have as much uptime because Singularity Shock's a 30-second cooldown, whereas Allied Fury is a 7-second cooldown, but these two combined are very, very good. They nuke a lot of the HP off of a boss. Also, I'm really liking Alexander for Dojo. He's pretty much up on every single floor. His really long range definitely helps for Dojo, especially for the multi-mob stages. Suborbital Strike is fucking incredible. It really is. You have to remember to turn it into bossing mode and take it off of mobbing mode, but when it's in bossing mode, this is effectively a second Hurricane ability for Jett. It's absolutely incredible.
Like, if this is up and you have Allied Fury and Singularity Shock on a boss, that's almost guaranteed to do a massive chunk before you even start holding down your Hurricane key. It's pretty great. I still don't know if I need to be using backup beatdown on cooldown because it does seem stronger than the Hurricane, but it's like, do you use it and run the risk of just like hurting your DPS? Because again, with the Hurricane, you have a 10% chance to do 10 extra damage lines. So theoretically, if you get lucky, the Hurricane just outright beats this by a landslide, but it's like, do I trust the luck or do I take the guaranteed damage? Not sure how to play with this yet, because I do have this and the Hurricane both maxed out boosted for Dojo. The Swag Scooter. Alright, this skill, I'm kind of torn on it. I really am. Like, minor things. This needs a cooldown indicator for its attack, because it has a built-in cooldown for all-out barrage of 5 seconds. But with GMS lag, 5 seconds could be anywhere from like 5 seconds to 7 seconds, just by how laggy the servers can get. So actually, like, stopping yourself to use all-out barrage feels pretty awkward. Or a better fix would just be so that you can cast all-out barrage without having to stop the Hurricane. That would feel great. Another small problem, they must have forgot that this was a flying skill, because you cannot go through portals while you're on this scooter. So if you pop the scooter to burst a boss and you still have over half the duration on this thing left in Dojo, well, you just gotta hop right off the fucker because you can't go through portals. That's so dumb. I was at Magnus's stage, like, trying to get myself right onto the floor and just barely tap up and see if it works, and nothing I could do got this thing to work. Another problem, they forgot about Alexander with this thing. You cannot place Alexander down on the ground, so before you jump into this, make sure you drop Alexander. Because this doesn't have the best uptime, it's only 35 seconds, so as long as you cast it immediately after you drop your summon, you're not going to miss out too much on the damage. And honestly, you should be having Alexander up as much as possible. With how fast this little dude attacks, he's actually an improvement to your overall DPS. He's a really, really good skill. Not much else to say about Jett. I did my Hayato's dojo as well. For Hayato, especially since this is my like weakest quote-unquote warrior ever, because it's using my weakest gear set and I didn't move my symbols over. Got to the middle of floor 43, wasn't too bad. Early on though, like, maintaining your Phantom Blade stacks early on into Dojo is kind of tedious. Energy is a little bit more difficult to keep up in Dojo than it is in just like normal bossing. I was pretty much using Falcon's Honor and Instant Slice every single floor just to generate energy, so that every like second or third floor I can cast Phantom Blade to keep the stack up early on. Albeit, I probably didn't need to focus on keeping the stack up so much on those early stages. Really, I probably could have just waited until like floor 25-ish before I started bothering with stacking up Phantom Blade. Because definitely once you get to the higher level bosses, you're taking enough time on the boss that you're able to generate energy enough to keep Phantom Blade up 100% of the time. Like once you're to the point you're actually using your Susanoo summon and your Zonko burst, you pretty much have no energy problems ever again when you're bossing. But yeah, those early stages of Dojo are pretty rough to keep up energy. Alright, well, we've been doing a little bit of training. I'm gonna go back to training now. It's just before reset, so Haste is gonna reset. Gonna use more of my burners. Hopefully, can get to like 228 maybe. I'm realizing like I'm coming up on a week on this character already, and I am way below where I should be for levels if I were just training one character, so I'm realizing how much my time is split between these two. But that's what I signed up for. Okie dokie, we're just finishing up our grinding for today. I've actually gotten into a nice little flow today. Having a whole day to just grind and take breaks as I will, not having to stream anything. It's really quite nice. I was able to train off and on for like an hour to an hour and a half, or even just a half-hour segment, and then just take breaks regularly. So it didn't feel ever like I was pushing myself too hard. So I had a nice relaxing day. And Jett's EXP rates aren't the worst here in Hidden Hilliard Field. All the way up until 2:30 it was about 65 to 70 build per hour average. It's like it only dipped down below if I was being careless and just not training efficiently. So my buffs are kind of just running out, but I was so close to finishing this level. I figured, heck, I'm not going to pop any more buffs for tonight. 230 is more than good enough of a stopping point for me today. And tomorrow, I'll probably pick up on actually going through with my Arcana map testing for proper battle analysis. Because hopefully Vortex Crosses is strong enough now that I'm a little bit closer in level to all of the mobs that I was interested in testing it on. As well, I hope Alexander's getting pretty close, because like Alexander's damage here is pretty darn good. If these damage numbers could carry over to Arcana, he would be one-shotting no problem, but the damage numbers here are so good because I'm over-leveled for these mobs, so getting a slight amount of bonus damage. But we'll just finish this one up. Last percent. I've actually kind of gotten into a flow with Alexander at this point. Like, early on I thought his uptime was pretty obnoxious, but there's kind of a neat flow to it. Especially since it's effectively 2 casts of Alexander per Lucid. As long as I'm being smart with it. Doesn't feel like I'm ping-ponging too much. There's still an issue with ping-ponging, but it's not as bad as before. It's also going to be pretty interesting to figure out loot cycles for some of these maps if I am going to be using Alexander and Lucid Soul pretty consistently. I wonder if I could find rotations where I place them while I'm looting. Because the rotation here for looting is not efficient. Like, I'm double casting Alexander by the time I get back to my starting point. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also not terribly efficient either. And there we go, 230. A fantastic way to end a nice relaxing day of training. I don't think I'm going to go do more ass right away. I think I'm just going to stop there and then just actually keep training until 235. Since generally with these 250s, I don't just go straight into Morass as soon as I unlock it. I kind of just do Morass and Asphera Prees back to back. It just feels better to me since I don't move my Morass or Asphera symbols to any of these 250s, just doing them back to back so that their arcane symbol EXP is the exact same all the way until the character is done. And it just feels better and it looks nicer in my equipment inventory. Also some banger Monad BGMs, Puggers. Alright, well that's it for me today. Alright, so cool little tidbit. This really never happens because I don't have any specifically funded characters, but we actually maintained and kept rank 1 for the week. The last time I got rank 1 was way back on Demon Avenger. Just to put into perspective, I really only get rank 1 on dead classes. But we managed to place high enough for our points, which is very nice. As well, since we're rank 1, we can grab our ranking rewards if I have inventory spaces. Gotta clear out some of my pencilier garbage. This will be super nice. This means I have even more MVPs to work with, since I'm rank 1. I have these Mugong Certified Wellness Tonics, which are effectively just atmospheric MVPs. I have this very nice temporary title, one with 300 years of inner power. And then the temporary gloves, which are surprisingly worse than mine, probably because of the set effect, but Mugong's gloves, 15% damage, 15% all stat, and 25% boss damage. This is a lucky item, so I'm actually interested if this counts towards my Absolab set if I equip it. Also, nice chunk of charm, and it does! Oh, perfect, so I can definitely use these. Even though these still say they're slightly better. Huh, interesting. I guess I'll be using these for my dojo runs next week, because these will be extra handy. 15% damage and 25% boss probably means I can push a little bit farther in dojo, but for like my official dojo run, when I'm actually done with the character at 250, I won't be using these gloves, because I like to keep those as close to average across all the classes that use the same gear as possible. And since this will probably be the last class that I get rank 1 in dojo, because I don't really think there are any other dead classes like this. Even blaster rankings have a few mains of the class that push pretty deep into the dojo floors. So it's like, Jett's probably the last experience I'll ever have with Mugong's gloves. But This seemed like something neat to throw in here. I rarely ever actually place rank 1, if even rank 1 to 3. So it was a pretty cool experience to have on video. And EXP potions are definitely going to help. Day 7, Part 1. We're finally doing our first full hour BA. Not the map I wanted to do, but we're still not quite strong enough. It's kind of odd. I thought by now I'd be within the level range for Vortex Cross to fully be one-shotting, but I guess it's probably going to be like 235, maybe even after I do my Boras and Esfera pre's to get the symbols. Maybe that's what it's going to take to get Vortex Cross to start one-shotting. As well, Alexander isn't fully consistently one-shotting in the higher level maps either, like in CLP and any of those maps deep down in the caves. He's like 80-20 split one-shotting, so it's not terribly consistent, so we had to fall back onto like plan C and use the early forest maps in Arcana, which aren't terrible. At least Alexander here is fully one-shotting, unlike when I first unlocked the area, so the EXP rates are better than Hidden Hilliard Field, but they aren't as good as I was hoping they'd be, like transitioning to Arcana. So I guess I'll just have to settle like 85.8 build per hour isn't that bad, but on a haste event, this is pretty slow. Like in CLP, if he was fully one-shotting, you could probably expect 95 to 100 bill. The Vortex Cross maps, Lord only knows what their EXP rates are. I need to get to a higher level to actually test them. But I guess this is an upgrade over Hidden Hilliard Field. Now that Alexander is one-shotting in this map, it is an upgrade. Not a big one, but it's an upgrade, so we'll take it. And honestly, Gravity Crush is kind of a broken skill. It really, truly is. Like, it's broken in the literal sense too, because you can literally cast the skill, the summon will be out, go into a different map, hey, the skill didn't go on cooldown, you can cast it again. Go into a different map, hey, the skill didn't go on cooldown, just keep casting it. It's a little bit broken. It's also really handy for mobbing as well. Currently my rotation for this is just setting Alexander over here on the left side, then just standing here, set Gravity Crush over on the right since Planet Buster's not tall enough to hit those, and then I attack over here to the left. And effectively this is just about as close to full map clearing as you can get with the least amount of effort, and then of course using Suborbital Strike on cooldown. And I'm just going to reset the burning in my buffs because I'm going to go back to training right after this video, so this is pretty much the rotation I've been using. And then when Gravity Crush comes off cooldown, I like place Lucent on the far side of the rope so that she's only hitting mobs that are on those two platforms, and then I transition to attacking left and right since Lucent's not going to consistently be clearing this platform at the bottom. So I need to attack to the right to clear those mobs at the bottom so that she's more so focusing on the top. As well, when Suborbital Strike is out, it'll occasionally clear the top platform for her as well, which works out pretty darn well. So I guess this is probably where I'm going to be staying until 235, where I can actually test the maps I'm interested outside of these early level areas. See you then! Alright, day 7 part 2. Well, it kinda had a little slip up in the plans. I was going to spend most of the day grinding as well. The same as yesterday, since today was a short day for me at work, but I kinda took a nap, and that nap evolved into me sleeping for 5 hours. So that kind of ate my expected progress, so not actually hitting 235 today. It's closing in on midnight now, and I do have work in the morning again, so I can't actually make the push to finish up 235, so I guess we'll have to leave Jett on like a cliffhanger for now, because I want to start streaming Hayato again tomorrow, so I'm going to have to move my Frenzy back through storage and then start up playing the Hayato again and make some public progress on that so people don't get too suspicious why I'm wasting so much of Haste. I mean, even doing 2 days back to back of just playing Jett off stream already feels kind of iffy, but it shouldn't be too bad. I have been playing up that I needed a break for my wrists, and albeit my wrists do definitely need a break, they're not that bad. Both Jett and Hayato are surprisingly simple to play. They're not very intense. Like, once you're strong enough, even like a map like this, the rotation is generally just attacking with Planet Buster left and right, if even left at times.
and then just moving around to place summons. It's not really high APM, it's not a super intense interactive training rotation. It doesn't get great EXP rates, but no one expected Jett to be the greatest farmer in the universe. It's like, it's definitely above terrible, but it's, I mean, it might be average. Planet Buster is still so bad. But it's like, all of its other skills, especially Alexander's is so good. It's like, this is probably better than Dark Flare. So it's like, I'll give Jett an average score for a mobber. But it's definitely one of the easier mobbers. It's not like Luminous level easy, where you're just pressing one button and full map clearing, but it's definitely no Thunderbreaker. It's a far cry from spamming all the livelong day. And it's a welcome change.
Okay, I thought this was something that I should try out again, since I'm training in a very unpopular map. I decided to grab every single Poyo and Frito portal I got while I was training today, and I was keeping up battle analyses for the entire time that I was training today, like after my nap, my quote-unquote nap, but surprisingly, if you get the quick stages for Poyo, your EXP rates almost don't change at all. Frito's the bad boy, because there are some stinkers for Frito, especially that gem catching one. Like, gem catching is so obscenely slow. Like, at least for Poyo, if you get the snowfields, even without maxed out buffs and frenzied spawn, if you get the snowfields, if you're able to clear it quickly enough, it's actually an EXP bonus. And then you have stages that are like the castle walls, which are just like a very slight EXP negative, and then you have the, I don't know what to call it, the little valley stage where there's the triple platforms. That one's pretty much an EXP average, so you have a little bit of range there. But Frito is all the bags. You him for the rewards. You don't get any EXP out of it, or if you do, it's not enough to make a difference. He has some stinkers, so I figured, heck, I have no contention for this map. Nobody's gonna pop up and be like, ooh, hey, between Frost and Thunder, 2 with 80% burning and frenzied spawn, boy howdy. So I figured, give it a shot. Check out the rewards. Already, ooh, 2 cubes right off the bat. Gold potential stamp, some honor, another cube, another cube, another cube. A non-expiring, a non-expiring, non-expiring, another cube. I was also doing Infernal Wolf too, but that was more so just to like test Jett's DPS. And also, let this be an example. You can get Master Craftsman cube packs, which are just 3 Master Craftsman cubes from doing Poyo and Frito as well. So it's like, this is effectively how I got most of my cubes early on in Bara. Like, disregard the event cube from the haste missions, but like, if you're actively doing your Poyo and Frito portals and you're like training in non-popular maps so that you can take them without risk of losing your map, this is an amazing way to get cubes. Like, reg servers aren't like Reboot. Our bosses don't drop Mastercraft and Meister cubes like they're candy on Halloween. They really don't. So it's like, your best bet is to do Poyo and Frito in conjunction with your daily bosses, and making the most out of events to get all of these cubes that you're going to need to get your gear up. And heck, Master Craftsmen are by far the most common. And realistically, like, your first character in a reg server, besides your weapon, secondary, and emblem, you should honestly stop them at unique. Make use of these Meister cubes. 2-line unique for your stat is more than good enough to carry you through into hard bossing, as long as you get it on every item. It's a very, very good way to do it. You just have to be safe about it, because if you're going into Poyo and Frito, in popular maps, you only have yourself to blame if somebody shows up and decides, hey, that map's mine now, because you did leave the map. But now I gotta move over the frenzy. Kind of a small pain, but the price we pay for this secrecy. 233, was hoping for 235, but I crashed a little bit earlier today. Insomnia really is a bitch.
Howdy ho day, I think this is 10, part 1? Still haven't made it back to the Jett, where I'm trying to at least get Hayato to 235 before Haste ends. I think that's a decent enough stopping point where people won't be terribly suspicious, but that's neither here nor there right now. Today, we got our compensation finally, and I'm realizing a small problem with the compensation for me. Just a itty bitty problem here. If we go in here, exchange, you know, rebirth flame reward. You see, I've got 938 type A, which is only karma flames. So the question I have, how am I going to use almost 1,000 karma flames if I don't have a main? None of my items are untradeable. The ones that would be nice to use these flames on them are pre-peacocked from the Maplehood Watch event. So that leaves me with nothing to flame. And I have 1,000 rebirth flames here. Oh dear. This isn't good. Like this is pretty bad. Like, I'll more than likely just get red flames because I'm not super endgame. I'm not going for crazy flames, so we'll skip over the eternal rebirths. So I'll more than likely just get normal flames. But that's 938 normal flames. I don't have a single item to use them on. Let alone, I don't think it'll take a 938 flames to get a decent flame on an item. And then we run into this other problem. Yeah, you know, 6,500 points here. These ones aren't so bad. Like, I can get normal flames here. Guess what? These can be used on tradable items. You know, like a flame should. But, I don't have anything to flame. Like, if I just got powerful rebirth flames, I have 2,275 of these dudes. What am I gonna do with these? Like, really? What am I gonna do with these? I have 3,000 flames. 1/3 of which I can't use, and the other 2/3 of which I don't have anything to use them on. You know, not having a main is starting to become a little bit of a problem. Oh no. I might be selling a lot of service in the future. Holy shit. Holy smokes. Time skip arc. I don't even know what day it is. Quick update. For those who were following me playing Hayato, I really don't like the class. Like, at all. My original plan was to get to like 240 and then take a break and swap over to training Jett. But I think now, since I haven't really been playing Maple at all, I'm going to keep playing Hayato up until One Droid starts, and then I'm just going to cut Hayato farming cold turkey. And in the background, while I'm doing like all of my characters on One Droid, if I have time, I'm going to be training Jett like I originally planned. It's going to be difficult, but at the same time, I won't have to move my frenzy back and forth, so it should be cheaper. I just went through and redid my dojo for the week, so I'm going to get points for that, which means I'll have 3 weeks worth of dojo points for this character. I'll have this Bebe box, and then the Bebe box on my Hayato I'll probably move over, and I'm just going to stock up on the Legion EXP buffs so that I have them on me. Because today is Sunday, so once reset happens, these restock, which means I'll have another source of these to go through. I'm thinking I'm going to buy the Meso ones as well. Yeah, since I have all my 2-line drop Meso gear, I might as well. And then I can use some of the Meso to buy Maple points to move the Frenzy back once I'm done with it. I can't quite buy all of it. Maybe I can, actually. If I just sell through, definitely not going to get more BPOC cubes. Open up a few more spaces. I'll be able to get at least most of them. Oh, wow, perfect! Exact amount of space I needed. So that's the plan going forward. Yeah, I really do not enjoy Hayato at all. Like, cooldown watching is my least favorite training method in the game. There's literally no rotations you can make out of it, and
finding training rotations and actually creating rotations is kind of what I enjoy about training in this game, and for a class that literally has no rotations at all, because Ryzen Runzen is more often than not detrimental to use because your high uptime full map AoEs are such low cooldown. If you're ever using Ryzen Runzen, you could be using one of the AoEs, and it's honestly just straight up better to always be using the AoEs. That's really, really rough, which is why I'm starting the book club streams to get myself through this, because good fucking lord, I cannot train Hayato off stream. I need something to distract me. But that's the plan going forward. It has been a long time since I've been on Jett. I've just been doing dojo every week while I've been like trying to figure out what I want to do with Hayato. I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to use my 250 potions. Or not my 250 potions, my compensation potions. I'm probably going to use them on Hayato. Even though it's getting fairly decent EXP rates in Esfera right now, I really don't want to train that class. I would honestly rather train Jett. This class is kind of fun to play. It doesn't have the best main mobbing skill, but at least it has training rotations. It requires me to do something other than just watching cooldowns, albeit I am watching Alexander's cooldown quite often, but that's not that bad. This is a 30-second uptime turret. I can cast and forget this. Hayato is just, they're all low cooldown skills, and you have to deal with the energy management. You can't ever look away. But that's the plan going forward.
Well, leave it to Nexon to ruin everything. One droid is practically unfarmable. It's literally impossible for me to get all of the hearts and androids I was looking to go for. It also kind of killed my illusion where I could train Jett in the background while doing one droid publicly. That's kind of not a thing anymore. So, it's gonna be interesting going forward. I'm moving my frenzy over to Jett again for like the first time in 3 weeks, but I don't know how long it's gonna stay here. Originally it was gonna stay until I was done with Jett, but one droid's literally not doable, so I don't know.
Alrighty, so quite a bit later, as you can tell by the the level and experience gap. It's actually night and day getting back to a class that actually has training rotations after being on Hayato for so long. Like, I've wanted to play MapleStory for like the past 3 weeks, but just training a class that so heavily relies upon cooldowns, it's... how do I put this into words? It's kind of soul draining for me. Like, Jett's not the greatest mobber in the universe, no. But it has actual rotations. All of its skills serve a purpose, and you kind of use your skills in different ways throughout the map. Just like right now, I'm just attacking left and right to make sure that Lucid's only attacking that top platform. And I'm also keeping track of my little Alexander cooldown, and then when he's down, I can just use this skill to move quickly over, drop a new copy of Alexander, if the skill went off, and then just flash jump back. And it's like, even if I wanted to, I could jump attack while Lucid's down, in between my cooldowns for the 5th job skill, but it's just like, if I were Hayato right now, I would literally just be watching cooldowns. That's effectively all I would be doing, is just watching cooldowns and watching my energy bar. It's very liberating not having to solely watch cooldowns to mob efficiently. Like, again, it's not great mobbing, but it's enjoyable. More so enjoyable than Hayato. Like, Hayato is easy, it's very good, but cooldown watching is just not a training method I enjoy in the slightest. Like, add on an energy management system, even if it's very low on the quote-unquote management system, it's still just another thing that you have to constantly be aware of and be paying attention to. Whereas most every other class in the game has actual mobbing skills that aren't garbage, and that can be spammed effectively. They usually just have a mana cost, maybe a low cooldown. What I'm trying to get at, I've really wanted to grind properly in MapleStory for like these past 2 weeks where I've only been playing Hayato. And it's so nice to finally get back to a normal training style. I absolutely despise cooldown watching. And even if it's Jett, I'd prefer to train Jett over Hayato. Despite how OP it is, despite how easy it is. It's like, it's so liberating to be able to actually watch something on the side and not have to solely focus on my cooldowns and my energy bar. It's so nice. Okay, so I've just finished up training for the night. I actually didn't quite understand how much I needed this. It feels so wrong. Like, never in my life did I think I would say the words I needed to train Jett as like a palate cleanser. It's so strange, but that's honestly how I feel right now. Hayato started out very strong, and it's still technically going strong. It's just, it's giving me such horrific vibes to pre-Meso Bomb fix for Shadower, back when the only efficient way to train Shadower was just cooldown watching with all of your skills, because Meso Bomb was almost entirely unusable when I originally trained it to 250, and those were some of the most torturous days of my life playing this game. Like, when you're putting in tons and tons of effort and you're getting out 7% per hour in the 240s, that's a bit soul draining. That's effectively what Shadower was for me, and it kind of scarred me. And now Hayato, albeit it gets better EXP rates, it's literally the exact same training. You can't look away. You can't do anything else but watch your cooldowns, watch your energy bar, make sure you're using everything at the right times. Gotta use your energy generator, your Falcon's Honor, your instant slice, and hit the max amount of mobs so you gain the max amount of energy, so that you always have energy, so that you're getting the most Phantom Blade attacks off in the shortest amount of time, so that your EXP rates don't suck dick, because if you play it safe and guarantee you're never gonna have mana problems, well, your EXP rates suffer. So it's like, that class doesn't quote unquote have mana problems, but if you try to push the class for like the EXP extremes, you start running into some mana problems. But that's only if you're not playing it smart. Like, if you're wasting skills, you have mana problems, but if you're timing out everything perfectly, Hayato has 0 mana problems, and that's kind of my biggest problem. You have to time out everything perfectly. A lot of times you just glance at it, it looks like I'm just spamming skills on cooldown, and albeit that's mostly what I'm doing, but I'm also paying close attention to when mobs are respawning before I use skills. Like, I've trained 23 classes to 250. I know the exact feel for frenzy spawn. I'll cast a skill before mobs show up and they'll still get hit. I've gotten the feel for it down to a point. It's good training. It is. But it's soul draining because you cannot do anything else. It's been so nice training Jett today for just the 7 hours that I did. I managed to actually watch videos. Like, literally, I was able to watch videos. When Gravity Crush is down and Alexander is down, all I have to do is Planet Buster in one direction. That's 30 seconds of pure bliss. I don't have to worry about Maple, don't have to do nothing. I can look over, see the video I'm watching, and then look back once Gravity Crush ends, and then go replace Alexander, and then just keep training like normal. It's... oh, I needed this. I don't know what I'm gonna do going forward, honestly. Like, Nexon completely ruining one droid has kind of killed my plans. My original plan was to farm out one droid to get a heart and an android on all 47 of my characters, because in previous events, you only had to do one jump quest. You could do Season 3, and then you could just farm coins. And Season 3 is the quickest jump quest of them all. If I don't mess up, I can get the jump quest done in under 20 minutes. You could probably get it done in under 15 minutes if you're really good, but I'm not really good. I'm just okay at best. And then it's just grinding. Like, I prepared tradable drop gear specifically for this event to speed it up so that I could finish what I had to do for one droid on stream, end stream, and then still have time afterwards to come and train on Jett for a little while. But that is no longer an option. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do this weekend. Like, my next stream is going to be on the weekend, but I guess I'm just gonna have to train Hayato because I'm not doing one droid, not in its current state. It's disrespectful what they've done to an event that we've had 3 times already to just make it catastrophically worse, just to force people to log in every day and do dailies that give next to no rewards. It's disrespectful and it's kind of disgusting. But until the weekend, I'm probably just going to train Jett off stream. Like, I'm not going to stream Maple, like, until the weekend. Because honestly, I needed a break from Hayato. Like, one droid would have fixed so much for me. It was gonna work twofold. One droid would give me stuff to stream for you guys, and it would give me raid power after I got all the hearts and Star Force them, but it would also serve the secondary purpose of it would give me a legitimate reason to take a break from Hayato, other than just like throwing my hands up and saying, yeah, that's it, I need a break from Hayato. And now that's gone. My break from Hayato no longer is an option. So I'm just gonna have to power out as much Jett as I can, and then just do some book club streams for Hayato on the weekend, I guess. It won't be too bad. I'm enjoying the book club streams, actually. They're working out pretty good, and I've got a fair list going for public domain books that we can listen to on stream. I'm actually looking forward to a few of them. I threw the Divine Comedy on there, kind of as a joke. I've never actually read through the Divine Comedy. Epic poetry was never my thing. I figured listening to it would be an easier way to get into it, since it is like an 11-hour read. But we'll get to that when we get there. For the rest of the week, I'll probably just be playing Jett, so I'll have more updates for this. we won't go like 3 weeks almost with no Jett updates because I'm suffering through Hayato and not feeling the will to play Maple. So hopefully Hayato's gonna look a little bit more appealing after I actually play some Jett. So weird to say that. Alright, so I believe this is day 25? I meant to record yesterday as well, but it was so late once I finished with everything that I kind of just went to bed instead. So, progress update. I went through and did my Morass and Esfera Pries. I was kind of hopeful, actually, that what the heck's Shadow Dance Hall 2. I was hoping that map would actually work for Jett, because my summons were strong enough that Alexander was two-shotting, my Lucid Soul was two-shotting, and I thought, ooh, this could be an opportunity for another class to train in Morass. Unfortunately, Planet Buster can't actually triple plat pretty much anywhere in Morass, like at all. A little disappointing, but did some battle analysis there. The XP was quite a bit worse, even than these maps, which is kind of saying something. This map isn't particularly good. This is kind of just like the safest place I can be, where people won't really come and get suspicious why there's a Jett training. Most people will probably just assume I'm here doing dailies or something. Like, through all of the elite bosses I've spawned, only a couple people have stuck around, but no one's really said anything. So I think the illusion's working out pretty well here. I didn't really want to be here again today, but for whatever reason, I have no idea why, MTS3 is completely full, and it has been for like the past 4 hours. Also, I am super memory leaked, so I guess I'll just keep training until I DC. Don't want to reset any buffs. I'm already going to lose a pretty high duration gold pot and MVP. Might as well not waste a Legion buff and a Legion Meso at the same time. but I have no idea why. Like, normally MTS3 is very easy to find a map. It's usually at most 25% capacity. But yeah, I was cycling through MTS3 while I was doing Esfera map testing for Jett, and it's completely full. All 20 channels are completely full. Surprisingly enough, 15 of the 20 channels were filled with Spanish players. I don't know why, but then again, no one expects the Spanish Inquisition. It's kind of odd. Like, there was one player in Impera just cycling through all 20 channels, frenzy casting. I don't know what's going on. Something's afoot, but I'm completely out of ideas as to what it could have been. Maybe Impera is having like a training day event, and that's just the only map they're training in. Who knows? But it was interesting, so I'm hoping like by the time I'm 240 I can go back and test MTS3 rates for Esfera, because from the map layouts it looks like it'll probably be the best one. MTS2 wasn't terrible. You can Planet Buster and hit both platforms just jumping along the bottom, and then just set your summons on the top platforms. It's not the worst, but MTS2 has quite a bit fewer mobs per spawn cycle than MTS3, and MTS3 is very, very well laid out. The only problem that MTS3 might pose for Jett in my mind, like going into map testing, is Planet Buster's mob count limitations. Like, flash jumping through MTS3 on pretty much any class with a mobbing skill that hits up to 10 or if not more mobs will almost always be at like the 9 or 10 plus range. So Planet Buster being capped at 7 definitely might hinder the EXP rates if I'm setting my summons on the top platforms and just flash jumping along the bottom. I'm also curious if like a rotation that I'm sort of using for Hayato would work, where I stand in that middle platform and just attack left and right, kind of like this, because Planet Buster can triple plat from that middle platform, just barely. But the problem is the map is very wide. Like, it's not like this map where most of the mobs are congested in an area where me attacking left and right is getting most of them. And as well, my summons in Esfera aren't as strong. Alexander's still two-shotting, thank God. I don't think he will be for Celis, and that worries me. And my Lucid Soul is just under 3-shotting. Like, that's without the 1.5x Arcane Force bonus, so it's kind of to be expected for a Pirate's Lucid Soul. I wasn't expecting it to be 2-shotting still all the way to 250, but a man can dream, right? So that's one thing I'm interested in testing, is like how will Planet Buster just attacking left and right, kind of like a Pathfinder, fare in a map that's quite a bit larger. It's like, I can potentially like forego clearing the very top right platform, because that doesn't take enough spawn from the map that it's gonna like supremely impact my EXP rates. It could impact it enough to make it not worth doing, but it's an option. And then I could set like either Lucid Soul or Alexander, probably Lucid Soul, on the bottom right hand side, because that's where most of the platforms are, most of the mobs are, and she won't be one-shotting them, but she should aggro the mobs enough to get them within my Planet Buster reach. So that's one of the things I'm interested in testing. Beyond that, I am mostly looking forward to Celis at this point. Like, I really didn't want to be in this map until 240, but my only good option... Oh, I also did my testing for Vortex Cross. Yeah, it's kind of bad. Like, in Upper Path, you could do it. It's another alternative. It does get good EXP rates, but the EXP rates are comparable to CLP, and just the amount of macroers and botters that are in Upper Path 24/7, you're more likely to find a CLP map. And when you're more likely to find a CLP map, that's not saying great things about your training area. As well, CLP is insanely popular. Even doing the 1 hour that I did for a battle analysis there was kind of sketchy, because
quite a few people I knew were cycling through that map. Luckily, none of them on my friends list. I did have a little scare earlier today where someone that was on my friends list came to an elite that I spawned, and I had like a mini panic attack like, oh shit. Does offline mode hide the blue icon on the minimap from your friends list? I have no idea if it does. If it didn't, I wonder if he figured it out, or if he even noticed. Who knows? I don't think anyone on my friends list would be suspicious of me, like, training a 250 in secret. I think they're all pretty much assuming that I'm just, like, playing less and less because of Nexon's repeated shitty behavior and attitude towards their players and events, which is very much so justified. It's like, I want to be playing less, but at the same time, this is about the best time for me to be training Jett. It's the only excuse I have to be training Jett, especially with Nexon absolutely fucking up one droid. My only excuse to hop over and play Jett is to just like play on the fact that yeah, I'm playing less because the game is actively pushing me away. Kinda shady, kinda two-faced, but for a project like this, I gotta take what I can get. So going forward, Celis is my next major map change up, and I'm thinking I want to test PD1, PD4, SSS1, which just like CLP is going to be nerve-wracking to all hell to actually test, because a lot of people I know that are in my alliance, on my friends list, etc., train an SSS1. Yeah, the cat's out of the bag. SSS1 is OP. It's just becoming the new CLP. Now we have a CLP in practically every area besides Labyrinth of Suffering. We've got CLP, we got MTS 2LP, we got SSS 1LP, and then we got 15LP. Just like all the easiest maps possible to train in are becoming a bit too popular for me to be sneaking around and training on them like this. So it's like for maps that are not highly trafficked, I'm thinking PD4 is going to be my best bet. Like, it always surprises me. Like, after I was training my run there for so long and getting some pretty dang respectable EXP rates for a warrior class, I kind of expected more people to pick up on the PD4 train. Like, PD1 is all but abandoned because SSS1 is just a better PD1. But even when SSS1 is completely full, PD1 is all but abandoned. And then it's like, for classes who need an even smaller map, who don't have like supremely good mobbing skills, a Jett, a Ron, Adele could even make it worse, but she has really good mobbing skills. It's like, PD4 isn't that bad. Why is it always empty? 100% burning is very, very common whenever I cycle through PD4. It's kind of baffling. It's kind of like Reverse City when it first came out. Like, nobody went to the Hidden Research train, even though I was espousing its wonder in practically every video I made. Maybe it'll just take time for people to catch on. Who knows? But that's what I'm looking forward to now. I more than likely won't get there for a while because, again, I gotta go back to Hayato. God damn it. I got 2 weekend streams and then I can hop back on the Jett. I'm really not looking forward to going back to Hayato. I kind of want to go back to Hayato because of the book club. Like, I'm interested in listening to those with chat, but I really don't want to leave Jett's mobbing. It's still so wrong, but it's so much more preferable than just cooldown watching. Like, it's so much better to not have to watch cooldowns 24/7 to get decent EXP rates. So much better. But that's the plan going forward. This will probably be the last update for a few days. Hopefully I can get back onto Jett Sunday night, but more than likely it'll have to be Monday, if anything. I don't think I'll be able to sneak on here for extra training. I'm hoping before I like move my link skills, my gear, or not my gear, my Frenzy Totem specifically back over to the Hayato. I'm hoping that I can get like another 2 hours in on the Jett, since tomorrow I have quite a bit to do, and I have to do a check back in the afternoon. So there will be like a small amount of time in between me finishing up the morning route and then doing the afternoon check back where I could sneak in like 2 more hours of Jett training, but I'm not sure if I want to go through with that yet. I don't know if I want to go from Jett training, move my stuff instantly into Hayato training, but I'll at least do my dailies, if not
if not actually training. And I think our memory leak finally caused us to crash. So that'll be a perfect place to end this segment. Oh, okay, so like Dave, fuck me, whatever. Yeah, guess what coin cap is going away? Yeah, the monkey wrench just keeps getting frisbeed around, it seems. So now I have to do one droid. Effectively, this means I've just got 7 less days to do all 47 characters than I would have had if Nexon didn't fuck up the event to begin with. So, this isn't undoable, but this means I'm absolutely screwed for training Jett. Like, it's going to take me the entire rest of the event, more than likely, to finish all of these characters for one droid. Because I'm not even halfway through prepping these characters yet. Like, it takes me about half an hour to get these characters to the point of no return in the questline, where I stop and need to wait until the cap is removed so that I can start farming coins. And then I need to farm 2,300 coins on all of them, then go back through every single one of them and complete Season 3. Not only that, I have to farm an additional heart and android on my Jett and my Hayato, since those are the only 2 characters I have currently with actual drop gear. Oh my lord. Why I'm getting the extra heart and android is for Mojuan and Kain. More than likely we'll get both of them, so I'm just prepping ahead of time, and oh lord. Alright, I really should not be doing this jump quest while I'm uploading a video to YouTube. This is so horrifically delayed, but I kind of got to do this because ain't no way I'm gonna be doing this quest line for Jett live on stream. So that means I have to do it here. Holy shit, dude. This that was bad timing. That was my fault. This could not have been a more terrible way for this to play out for me. Like, quite literally, oh, I should have actually healed. Hold on. We just actually have to leave. There are too many enemies on this stage for me to die to at 50 HP. Like, the event being fucked, that's one thing. I can play around that. I can level Jett in the background while pretending like I'm not really feeling it because the event is gone. But now the event is back, and I have even less time than before to do what I still need to do. And it ain't great. At all. This is gonna be rough. So, what I'm thinking, going forward, I need to finish at least this character and one more character tonight. That'll put me at 21 characters done on the first day. That's really good progress. 21 out of 47, we take those. But going forward, I have to farm coins on 47 characters with 50% drop rate and a whopping maybe 40% of them have their 5th job skills and no spawn boosters, like at all, no spawn boosters. Luckily, like way beforehand, before the familiar revamp, I prepped a legacy spider on every single character on my account, so literally everyone but Adele has a legacy spider, and my Adele actually has large drop familiars, so it's even better. Plus Adele's pretty good at farming, so she shouldn't be a problem, but good fucking Christ, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Like, I actually don't have time. If this event was running normally, like if they didn't fuck it up in the beginning, I would have gotten 5th job on the characters who don't have it yet. That would open me up to having actual decent mobbing on all of my characters. Then it wouldn't be too bad to go through all 47 characters to finish this, because I could spend like the first 5 days prepping like I'm doing now. Then I could break it up and do block farming for the next 2 weeks, and then spend the last 5 days finishing the questline, because finishing the questline takes about as much time as getting to the point of no return in the questline. Now, however, I'm sans 7 days, which means I gotta do all of this in fucking overdrive. Oh, Lord. Oh, too far. Thankfully, I'm getting fairly decent at the jump quest. Like, right now I'm uploading a video, so it's extremely laggy. But when it's normal latency,
I'm getting fairly good at this, so it's not taking too long. It's about 25 minutes per character to get up to the point of no return. For those who don't know, the point of no return is when you press the buttons and blow up a spire. Obviously, once you blow up the building, you can't go back in to farm coins, but this will be out so late after the fact. That's not really useful information. Bruh. This is such a clusterfuck. This is not what I signed up for. This is supposed to be nice, easy breezy, covert Jett operations for a meme. And it's turning out to be the fucking Dante's Inferno of leveling a MapleStory character. Good freaking Christ. Alright, so realizing I'm a tad retarded, you can only farm 1 heart and 1 android per character, which means if I'm going to prep a heart and android for Mojuan and Kine, I'm going to have to make another Kana for each of them and farm those out and do the quest line on those. That's a big time investment. Well, I guess it's not a priority anymore. If I have time towards the end, I'll do it, but I'm not gonna prioritize getting them a heart and an android. They can suffer with ferroids, if it comes down to that. It is a day to rejoice. I am finally free of one droid. After 12 days, 124 hours, and 53 hearts and androids, I'm finally free of one droid. Oh my god. It's actually been unbelievably hectic these past 2 weeks trying to get all of my one droid done, since we effectively lost 2 days or 7 days on the event because we couldn't farm coins. I didn't actually know if I was going to be able to complete all of my characters, but I averaged about 10 hours a day of grinding one droid for 12 days, which meant I was able to get all of my hearts and androids for all of my current characters, and I was able to prep, level, and do one droid on 6 additional Kanas. We had to do them 3 at a time since I only have 3 more character slots left on my account, so I had to wait for the 24-hour deletion time, but hey, I'll take it. We have 8 prepared hearts. Well, technically 7. I'll be moving one of the prepared hearts to my Xenon, because Xenon can wear an android heart in its power source slot for additional Star Force, and that does count towards raid power, so that's where one of my hearts is going. It's going to be kind of awkward because then I'll have one less Allura-roid, or I'll have one more Allura-roid rather just chilling in my storage with nowhere to go. Maybe I'll just claim both of them on my Xenon, but that's the plan for that. And then I have a heart and android prepared for Kine, Mojuan if we get him, whoever comes out after those, whoever comes out after that, whoever comes out after that, and after that, and after that. So I think I'm pretty good on hearts. Honestly, the only reason I grinded this event so much is because I don't think one droid is coming back after this. Like, the 17 years that I've played this game has taught me a few things about how Nexon handles events, and Nexon does not handle rejection very well with events. Any event that comes out, that even if it's a good idea, but it does poorly and it gets backlash, never comes back. So it's like, this is probably the biggest backlash they've had for an event, and it's pretty poorly timed because it's during the Maple Cafe, which is also pretty big backlash. I don't think either of these types of events are coming back. As well, there's really nowhere else to take the One Droid story, so Season 4 is kind of not going to happen, so they'd just be bringing back Season 3 again. And after this, I don't think they're going to. Because if they were planning to nerf One Droid in general from the very beginning, it's because they felt that One Droid was too overpowered in its unnerfed state for players' progression, and the only reason they unnerfed it is because we complained really loud, and they were kind of pigeonholed into unnerfing it because the event still had another 3 weeks to run. But I really don't think it's coming back. I really, really don't. That's why I went so extra hard on getting all of these hearts. Like, just having hearts for my future 250s
is massive for my quality of life, because the most affordable hearts right now are fairy hearts that I can buy for my Android or for my 250 Legion characters, and those are getting price gouged pretty fucking hard. Like, the price of a heart is 2 bill, and then the android on top of that is 1 bill, and it's not even scrolled or anything, and that's a bit too much for my liking. So went extra hard, farmed even better hearts and androids than fairies, since these can go up to 15 stars, whereas fairies are locked at 8, and the other hearts that I have options to are like the Lydium heart I'm currently using on my Jett, and then the superior Lydium heart. Those are really the only other options I have for hearts for my 250s, so this was just the no-brainer choice. 15 stars on this will go a long way for my overall star force on the account. The only problem is now getting back to all 50 of those hearts and star forcing them to 12 stars and then eventually 15 stars if we ever get a no boom room. That's gonna be an absurd amount of mesa. even if I take it slow and do it in block chunks, 15 stars is still fairly RNG. Like, I've had runs where I get it in less than 100 mil, and I've had runs where it's taken well over 2 bill to get 15 stars. So I'm just gonna have to cross my fingers and hope Lady Luck is on my side, or maybe that they give a pity system for star forcing up to like 17 stars or something. That'd be pretty amazing. But I'm finally done with one droid. I never have to touch this hot garbage again. Good lord. Up until the very last day, I was still finding new bugs. It's ridiculous how buggy and untested this event is. Oh well, we're free. I can finally get back to training the Jett up until Hotel Maple, which is coming out on Wednesday. And then the grind begins again. I really don't know when it is I'm going to be able to get back to training either this character or my Hayato. And I hate that. It's like, there's way too much value in Hotel Maple for farming Monster Life gem coupons, because it is the last event that they will ever be farmable. And with KMS looking at improving, quote unquote, the farm system, it's probably in our best interest to farm as many gems as possible, because there's a lot of stats and conveniences in the Monster Life system. It's just so incredibly outdated and tedious to deal with that I've avoided it up to now. But I know that going forward, if you have any aspirations of going endgame for reg server, you need to interact with the system at some point in time. There's too many latent stats that scale super duper hard into the late game that you kind of just need to do it. And the best monsters you can get in there can only be revived with Monster Life gems. So your options are either pay for the gems yourself, or farm the ever-living fuck out of Hotel Maple. And that's what I'm going to be doing. So, it'll be interesting to see where I can go. It may finally be happening. I might actually be able to start training this stupid Jett again for the first time in like 4, maybe even 5 weeks. Holy moly. Okay, so recap what I just did. I did coin capping on all 52 characters on my account on Sunny Sunday. Well, technically 48. 4 of them I wasn't able to complete because one card is garbage, but that's neither here nor there. So this means if I'm a savvy mapler, I can buy the AFK chairs, sit those 4 characters who didn't finish coin capping on those chairs overnight, so that next Sunday I have 4 less characters to do this on, since I only half capped for my 1 card games because 1 card is garbage for points. So that would mean I only have 12 characters left that I need to get coins on so that I can buy out the personal shop in Hotel Maple of all of the Monster Life gem vouchers for the rest of the event, which means I have no reason, quote unquote, to play Maple right now. That means I have a good excuse for not streaming and not playing Maple, which means Jett time. Oh my god. Like, I got a stupid dodge timer because the game crashed, and I snuck over to my Jett real quick because, like, the idea hit me 3 minutes before reset. And I snuck over, bought all these coupons. This is the entire Legion shop for last week, and the shop just reset since it's Sunday to Monday. So I have 20 hours worth of coupons to burn through on Jett. Oh, this is gonna be good. I can actually get back to training. Oh, it's happy days. We almost made it. another massive time skip, it would seem, but actually not really. This was only 2 weeks worth of Legion buffs, if you'd believe it. Jett's EXP rates are actually pretty darn good in Celis. Like, they're quite a bit better than Hayato's rates, while also being a lot funner to do. It's like, I'm kind of sad I'm almost done with Jett, because that means I have to actually go back and, you know, full commit to Hayato and actually finish that character off. I'm definitely not going to start a third 250 while I'm doing Hayato. But I just figured it's been a while since I've recorded one of these. I might as well, since I have to go do my dailies anyways. Might as well just catch you guys up on what's been going on. And why this is taking so goddamn long. Like, normally a 250 usually takes me about a month. Maybe a little bit longer for worse 250s. Usually not too much longer. My longest 250 up until this point was my dual blade at 45 days for the, 250s where I was actually going for all classes 250, not like counting my very first and second 250 in Vera, because I had no intention to level all of these classes to 250 back when I was leveling them, so I took it super, super slow. But, we're well past 45 days now. we're well past 45 days now. And, Hayato's still only 240. I really have not had any motivation to train Hayato, to be honest. The class, it's rough. It is really rough. I've been watching Pocket, Fuyaye, and the Dot Blue train their Hayatos in Reboot, and I'm realizing that the problem is Hayato cannot comfortably keep up with Frenzied Spawn. It's very, very good, but its rates cap out because of its mobbing limitations. And it's, to increase your EXP rates beyond where they're at, for me, it becomes incredibly tedious. Like, you have to be watching your cooldowns to cast them on cooldown every single time. You have to maintain your energy, and then you somehow have to weave in your... what the heck is it called? Your main mobbing skill from 4th job, Rice and Ronzin. You have to somehow weave that into all of these low cooldown AoEs in a meaningful way to get decent EXP, which it's just not really feasible with Frenzied Spawn, and it's not comfortable in the slightest. I tried in PD4 and a little bit in PD1 as well, because PD1's a little bit better for it, because you can just flash jump along the bottom, Rice and runs and that, and then just use your AoEs to clear the top. And while it's fine, it's not better. Like, the time you spend using Rice and Ronzin could honestly just be used using your AoEs in better positions around the map, since they're effectively full map attacks. You don't need to move around to cast them. You just plant yourself in one position and you just start cycling skills and energy until it's done. That doesn't feel good. So that's why I've been avoiding it. As well, like, the amount of non-character grinding that I've been doing recently really has put me off to adding on more grinding on top of that, let alone personal stuff that's going on in real life that's detracting from time for Maple. But for stuff that matters, like in-game, One Droid, we lost a week of that, and then that came back, and I grinded out 58 characters. I made multiple sets of burner kanas, leveled them up, got them through One Droid, then deleted them, and did it again multiple times so that I could prepare additional hearts and androids for the future for classes that haven't even been announced yet. My original goal was just to get a heart for Kain and Mojuan in the off chance that we do get Mojuan. I'm still hopeful for that, and because Kain was upcoming and I had the opportunity to prep a heart, why wouldn't I? It's best in slot for Star Force gear, it's really handy even if it's just your normal heart in reg servers. So I figured, yeah, I'd do it if I had the time, and sure enough, doing 120 hours of one droid grinding in 10 days, yeah, we made time. It wasn't comfortable, but we made time. And then immediately after that, because of the desync in the update schedule for KMS and GMS, there was no break period for us coming out of one droid. We immediately went into Hotel Maple. And for those who don't know, who haven't seen the video on why you should be farming Hotel Maple, yeah, this is the last event we'll ever be able to farm Monster Life gems in mass quantities. So, you know, I'm planning to stay in Reg server for the foreseeable future. Monster Life, unfortunately, is a feature I'm going to have to get into eventually. I'm not going to touch it for a long time still, but, you know, eventually I'm going to be forced to, because there's a lot of little pluses and bonuses hidden behind the feature. Additional meso rate, additional drop rate while you're in the Arcane River, some additional flat stats, some damage, yada yada yada. There's a lot of good things that are in Monster Life. So this being the last ever chance to prep for that, I effectively had to prep for that as well. So I've been coin capping on all 52 of my characters so that I could buy out the event shop every single week of the Monster Life gems. And going from one droid into that is not great. It left me effectively no time to actually play Maple Story the way that I normally do, which is just hop on and train a character. That's what I enjoy doing. These event things are secondary, but they're so vitally important and so close together. It's given me very little chance to even train these characters, which is why there's such huge jumps in times between these segments, because honestly there was literally no way for me to get training in. It's like I wake up, I go to work full time, my hours are incredibly varied for that. I get back, and then I have to farm events from the time I get home until I go to bed. And then once the event is over, hey, guess what? Next event, start it all over again. And the second event, oh my god. I didn't think one droid would be followed up by an even worse grind. But boy howdy, let me tell you, fuck one card. All my homies hate one card. This is pretty much a problem specifically to me. Because I'm the poor sucker in this position. My 250s have no arcane force and no gear. For those who don't know, I use Arcane Catalyst to move my primary set of symbols between all of my 250s, and I move my gear between class sets, which means that all of my previous 250s are effectively just wearing Star Force gear. At most, they have 6k stat and no arcane force. They cannot farm coins. Like, they cannot kill mobs around their level. So, for an event like this, the only way for me to get coins is one card. And one card, let me tell you, is a big piece of shit. I don't know what sadistic person at Nexon thought 4th place getting 0 points was a fun mechanic, but let me tell you, when you have to coin cap on 17 characters in a single day, Sunny Sunday, for those who don't know, gives double coins and double coin cap, so that's the day you want to coin cap if you want to farm all these gems. They're an evil bastard! The amount of times I would go on multiple game losing streaks, and they're not even fast losing streaks. Sometimes the game has mercy and it'll deck you out super quick. You can hop into the next game. But more often than not, nah, you're in that ship for the long haul. You're in there for 7, 8 minutes if the game's running long, and you might have the opportunity to win 100 times, but then suddenly a few unlucky turns go by, and boom, you're left with one more card than the 3rd place dude, and all of that time was fucking wasted.
Oh my god. One card broke me, dude. I hate I hate Uno so much, and it's because of the 4-player games. Like, honestly, it got to the point where I was more likely to attempt to deck out quickly in a 4-player game so that I could attempt to get a 3-person game. Because, let me tell you as well, people figured out that one card was a shitty way to coin cap real quick. So the player base was super small. I don't know how it was for like Reboot or any of the other ranked servers, but for Bara, it was like the same handful of maybe 20, 50 people max that were just cycling through one card. So it's like, if I played my cards right, I could see like who's actively playing at one time, and if I got enough of them in my lobby, if I got out real quick, chances were good I'd get a 2 to 3 person game immediately after. So it was like tactical inting in Uno was the go-to strategy to coin cap quickly, but nothing about that is enjoyable. Not to mention one card completely bugging out and not starting the game, forcing you to relog, take the dodge penalty, and just sit there for 15 minutes hating life because you can't coin cap, you can't play one card, and just me, can't actually kill mobs around their level. Oh my god. It was the closest thing to being stuck in a gulag I've ever been through. Like, I never thought I'd be looking back on One Droid like, yeah, that was a pretty great effect for farming coins. I farmed 58 goddamn characters through that, but no, 17 characters for one card was worse. It's like, thank God I don't have all my 250s done, or I would have probably actually died. Like, a handful of my 250s are strong enough to coin cap. Off the top of my head, there's my Zero, who's my Meso farmer, who's definitely strong enough to coin cap. There's my Kana and my Nightwalker, who I'm currently working on to get their videos out, which, those got super delayed as well, unintentionally because of all this. I have not been able to do dailies on them, but that's another topic. And then there's my Shadower, because she has her weapon, secondary, and emblem that are all pretty good, and I recently made her video along with the Nightlord video, so they're effectively the only people on my account who could have farmed coins that were 250 besides my Jett and my Hayato, who aren't 250 yet. But it's like, oh, one card is a fun game mode, but giving 0 points to the person who gets 4th place is absolutely evil. And the problem is, the biggest problem is, the minigame that follows it is Monster Pyramid. I hate Monster Pyramid. So it's like, I was forced to do one card, because what comes next is even worse. Oh, it was terrible. So the last week of doing one card, I just started my break, and I called it there. There's 10k coins, I'm done with this. So I just started taking my break, and it's been a little over a week now. I have been playing my Jett in secret for 3 days now. That's how I burned through all of my EXP buffs to get myself to 248. But it's like, I definitely needed needed that straight up week break, because holy moly, I did not want to go back to grinding Hayato after doing all of that torturous one card. Like, nothing about that was fun to me. And then, oh gosh, what else is there? Going forward, I'm thinking I might actually change up the joke that I had planned for this whole thing. Like, originally I was thinking, oh, I'll hype it up, and then I'll start up the stream, use a potion, and then just level Jett that way. But that was before I got Hayato to 240. Yeah, a lot has changed. Turns out, Hayato is not fun to mob with, so I'm going to be using every last potion on the Hayato to speed that piece of shit up, because it definitely needs it. Like, I'm giving Hayato a hard time. It's not a bad class, it's just one I really don't enjoy playing. But yeah, I'm going to be using all of my EXP buffs, hello Kana Farmer, on my Hayato to just burn through 2.5 levels on that, because I believe all of the potions together is 200 140%. I could be wrong on that number, but it's somewhere close. I know it's over 2 levels. So I'm definitely going to be using the potions to skip over the last 2 levels of Hayato, because any way to get done with Hayato is a good way to be done with Hayato. And honestly, Jett is leveling so well. The only reason I'm stopping here is because I'm literally out of EXP buffs. Like, if I had another Legion stock worth of buffs, I could honestly finish Jett tomorrow. That's how good these rates are. Like, just with 2x buffs. I did a little bit of training with 3x as well, just because I wanted to burn down my weekly 3x stock from 20 coupons to 16 to have an even 4 hours for training Hayato. But Jett's EXP rates are pretty goddamn good. Alexander is the biggest carry in the universe. Not even kidding. Like, you'll see my rotation in the training guide, but Alexander is more than carrying his weight, even at 2-shotting. You just set up Lucid Soul, because she's definitely not going to be 1-shotting. You just set up Lucid Soul to lure mobs into Alexander, and he'll practically clear the entire bottom platform of PD4 by himself. Toss down Gravity Bind and your will skill on cooldown down there as well, and then just Planet Buster in the middle of the map. The EXP rates are very good. With maxed out buffs and 3x, I was getting about 135 mil per hour. Like, or 135 bill, sorry, per hour. Those are ridiculously good rates, like far better than I ever expected Jett's EXP rates to be. Like, I came into this class with the mindset of Jett being the biggest meme ever, and it turns out the joke is on me. Jett's actually pretty goddamn good. Like, Planet Buster is still garbage. I ain't giving it that. Planet Buster is garbage. Mob count sucks. The horizontal reach of the skills sucks. The damage is insanely good, but like, it's still not a good mobbing skill. But all of the other moving parts for Jett work together well enough to make up for its very low impact. So that's definitely going in Jett's favor. Oh, lordy Lou. What I'm thinking for the new joke, because I've had this idea mulling around in my mind for a long time. For any of you who know the WWF, there's this little clip, and I'll play it here for you, so you get a nice little hear of it.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch! What? It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Okay, so I absolutely love that clip, and the fact that he's screaming my name makes it even more perfect. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna record like the last 10 seconds of my Jett hitting 250, and then I'm gonna dub that over the clip and like start up my stream with Hayato training, and then be like, oh wait, sorry guys, I have an important announcement to make. Hayato isn't my actual 250, and then I'll play the clip for the stream. It's like, my original plan was just to hype up Jett and then troll everyone using an EXP potion, but using an EXP potion is super duper wasteful because I kinda need those for Hayato. So the new plan is to just drop it on everyone in the stream. Like, I'll just start training Hayato like normal. It'll probably be in the next week, because I need to wait for my Legion shop to reset. So I'll probably just be training Hayato like normal, and then like, I have no idea. I'll probably do my dailies first, like I normally do when I hop on Maple. I'll do my dailies, and then just start training, and then like once everyone's filtered in, all the slow arrivals have made it to stream, I'll make the announcement and then play the video clip for everybody, and just be like, yep, Jett video in a couple days. And then just call it there. Just drop it on everyone's lap in the middle of a Hayato training session. Everyone's like watching me progress what they think is the next 250. And then surprise, surprise, it was me all along. It's the Jett's turn. I was also thinking of just like straight up dropping it on Reddit one day. Like not even going with the original plan of surprising chat. I was thinking just to like release a new 250 training guide. Just be like 25th 250, here's how I did it, Hayato, and then cross out Hayato and put Jett. But it's like, that's a little bit more complicated, and there's more ways for like people to miss it. Whereas if I make a stupid little clip like that for stream, I can guarantee the most of you will see it. Which, that's what I want. I want to surprise the most of you as possible with this, because good God, I didn't sign up for all this. Like, I knew this was gonna be a pain in the ass when I started it. Like, the first few episodes, or like the first few parts of this, I went and listened back to them, and it's like, good God, the innocence of youth past me had no idea what Nexon was about to slap in my lap. Back-to-back Giga Grind events. Good luck training, bucko. But it took a long time, but we are legitimately close, finally. Like, this is next week I'll be 250. As soon as my shops reset, I'm gonna move my frenzy back over, finish up leveling this character, record the 10-second clip of me actually leveling up, dub over the amazing WWE clip, and then the surprise happens. So this will probably be the last clip before then. But my plan is, like, this will be the last secretly recorded clip. What I'm going to do is, like, I'll probably just start training my Hayato, and then I'll, like, load up all of these videos in the background that I need for this, and then I'll just start recording my stream on a second tier of OBS so that we can have chat's live reaction to the announcement that they've been bamboozled for the last almost 2 months and Hayato was never the real 250 project. You know, good jokes age well. This joke has aged fantastically and nobody knows. Like, oh Jesus. I am never doing this again, but this was a worthy experience. Like, good lord, I hope they don't do a lot more back-to-back super event grind heavy, like, grind heavy events back to back anymore, because that was torturous. If I had my way like I originally thought, where I had the full event time for one droid, I definitely could have done this a whole hell of a lot faster. But even if everything went according to plan at the start, it still wouldn't have been great, because back then I didn't know that Hotel Maple was the last time you could ever mass farm these stupid Monster Life gems. So again, like the innocence of youth, I would have been blindsided by that, and this would have been derailed all the same. But at least if they gave us the full one droid event, you know, the way it was supposed to be from the start, I wouldn't have been blindsided nearly as badly. I would have been able to actually farm one droid in the back. And then I would have been able to just transition smoothly out of one droid into just full-on Hotel Maple farming, with Jett being a significantly higher level than it ended up being coming out of Hotel Maple. But, you know, you live and learn. Again, I'm probably not going to do this again. It's like, this might become an eventuality though. That's kind of what I'm fearing, because I am still incredibly limited on buffs. It's like, it's the reason I'm stopping here instead of finishing this 250 this week, is because I'm out of Legion buffs. I'm straight up out of buffs. There are none left for me. No dojo buffs, no Legion buffs, nada. It's like I could get 30 minutes of 2x EXP from the event, but that's not enough to warrant getting a 2x card, and my EXP rates without a 2x card are pretty pathetic. That's the reg server curse. You gotta pay to win, but you gotta pay to win to even get comparable EXP rates to reboot. So I don't know. It's like, this might just become the way I have to do 250s going forward, unless I just want to slow down my training exponentially. Because if we don't get Shining Santa boxes again this year, there's just no way for me to level at the same pace I used to, because I relied really heavily on Enjoyable Winters, not even to mention Neo is literally coming up within the next few months. Enjoyable Winters are already getting scalped at stupidly high prices. Once Neo comes out, once level 300 is out, those are going to be even higher. Because all the people who are trying to like push for 300 or push for 285, whatever their end goal is, they're going to be buying up the Enjoyable Winters, which means the already overpriced, overinflated Enjoyable Winters are now going to be just unattainably expensive for me. So I'm pretty much only going to be on Legion and Mulong Dojo EXP buffs for the foreseeable future. So I don't know, this might unfortunately end up being the way that I just have to train my 250s going forward. And I am not excited for that. My whole setup doesn't really work for multiple 250s. Like, I'm lucky that Hayato was so overpowered in the damage department that I didn't need my base set of symbols because I've only got one. I don't have a main character. Like, my next highest symbol set is on my Night Lord and my Shadower, because I had to get them Arcane Force for their videos. And, that's not great. Like, most classes aren't going to be strong enough for me to do the same thing I did with Hayato, where I just power through the low Arcane Force because they're just so OP. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to have to slow down my training. Either that, or I'm just going to have to start leveling characters to like 225, and then just slowly doing dailies and working on one main 250. But even that sounds tedious. But we'll get to that bridge when we get there. Cross it when we get there. Hopefully find a more graceful solution than having to level 2 classes at the same time, because oh boy, you know the 240s suck. Doing two 240s at the same time double sucks. Wouldn't wish this upon anyone. But this will probably be the last clip that is secretly recorded. The next one will probably be from the live stream when I drop the news on everyone. Oh, I hope they enjoy this. I hope they get a good kick out of this. And then for anyone who gets this far in this monster of a video that all of these clips combined are going to make, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this sufficed for not being able to see Jett live. Well, mostly live. Gonna pause Nightbot for a hot second. Chat, I have a very important announcement to make. A sort of confession, in fact. I even made a video for this, just to get the point across. Chat, I've been lying to you for 2 months, and I can finally tell you the truth.
It's me, Austin! Oh, son of a bitch! What? It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Hayato was never my 25th 250. I have been working on Jett in secret for 2 months during all these events, and I finally finished it. Holy moly, chat. I have been bamboozling all of you for 2 months. Did you really think Hayato was taking me that long because of just the events? Nah, fam. It's because I've been leveling 2 250s at the same goddamn time. I've been bamboozling everyone. No one saw it coming. We've been bamboozled, Madge. You've been bamboozled. Look at this. Look at this. The extents I went to keep this secret. Main page, second page, Hayato page, third page. Nobody noticed that Stance Dude isn't on a page of his own anymore? None of you noticed this? Why is he? Because my fucking Jett's on the last page. I've been hiding her back here with the burner kanas. None of you noticed during one droid when I was making all these kanas that fucking Stance Dude was flipping back and forth between pages. I got under all your noses. Nobody noticed. Oh
my goodness. It's lagging because you lied to us? Possibly, yes. Oh my gosh. You leveled Jett without us? I sure did. Right under your noses. Nobody figured it out. Alright, is the leg fixed? Oh my god. Oh, but I actually need to refresh my own stream because it broke for me. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, now I can finally do this. Change order. Scroll on down here. Let's put Jett in her proper place as my 25th 250. Holy moly, I've been waiting to do this for so long. I can't believe not a single one of you figured this out. Look at there! Right at the top, where she belongs. The 25th 250 herself. Oh, Jesus. Well, chat, that was really the only reason I streamed today. I'm not even kidding. That's the only reason I streamed today. I finished my Jett last night. I made that goofy video. I commissioned art from Snails at the very end of the video. Everything came out perfect. Also, for anyone who wants to see the art again, it's actually amazing. Snails did a knockout job on this. Let's see, where's my right monitor? Look how pretty it is! Like, it's the fucking Think Mark meme. But look how good the transition is between my Jett. Like, see if I can move the window. Oh, it's locked. Hold on. Unlock, click this one. Let's move it. Look how good it is! Jett and Hayato together! Oh, God. I have been waiting for so long to reveal all this information to you guys. You don't even understand. You don't even understand all the stress and pressure I went through to keep this stupid thing a secret just for this moment. Okay, but why? For this exact reason. Oh, to pull the wool over all of your eyes. The big bamboozle reveal. That's why. Oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus. That was worth it. But why? Alright, so I also have another announcement. Because I knew ahead of time that some of you guys would be upset that I did all of this off stream. I've been keeping a sort of a daily video journal for my Jett's progression, starting 70 days ago and leading up until just a few days ago. So I'll be probably posting that gargantuan video on YouTube after I put up the training guide. Look forward to it. It's almost 3 hours long, by the way. So get ready for Jett the movie. You can see my descent into madness from prior to the One Droid event to during the One Droid event to after and beyond. Oh my goodness. Alright, that's literally all I streamed today for. Who the heck is streaming? Who can I send you to? The biggest bamboozler in the Maple Story community. I've done it. Fucking, I did it. I was so scared I was gonna reveal it. Somewhere along the line, I was gonna just like accidentally show my Jett at a random level that wasn't 200. You guys don't understand the pressure. Oh, but I pulled it off. The master bamboozler.